Oh no, you're not. Try as you may, that cannot be accepted.
Really? Well, let's
try as you may to want to water down your personality. It will not wash.
If I should ask you the colors behind you, you could say green, yellow, red. Somebody could say red, yellow, green. Somebody could say red, gold, green. Somebody could say gold, red, green. So it depends on how you see it.
Oh no, green is green, and there is yellow.
So what kind of green is that?
As for that is green. The addition we don't
green. Somebody will say is leaf green. Somebody will say is lemon green.
Oh no, but the running theme is green.
Really?
Once green is running through it.
The running theme is
Uncle Patrice. So they sound like almost green.
It is whether it is almost green. Complete green, about to be green. There is a green.
Charlie, good to see you. Good to see you.
Charlie, when I was in class 2, I was watching senior. Class 2.
But I'm not that old, am I?
When I was in class 2. Before class 2, class 1 in nursery 2.
He's talking about JHS or SHS 2.
No.
Class 2 Anyway, guys.
It's good to have you. It's good to have you join us and be part of the morning with us here on the 3FM Sunrise. Yes. A lot has been happening, but I mean, drum rolls for Patrice Amegache in 1, 2, 3. And so, yes, officially.
In the Sport and TV studio.
Oh no, the studio is safe. The studio is safe. Huge welcome to Patrice as well, who's joining us this morning. He's mainstay now with us here on the 3FM Sunrise, and so it's one great addition and one great voice that you can be hearing anytime you tune in from 6 all the way to 10 a.m. every morning. But the papers are here.
Marina, relax small. I'm come to tell you the profile of Uncle. I'm looking for it.
Can anybody?
I wanted to be.
What is Uncle about me? I'm not old enough to.
So that anybody who is listening to us, watching us,
will understand the addition we are making.
The excitement that is in the air.
Listen, I thought we were going to read the news headlines.
We'll come later. We'll have the whole day to do headlines.
We'll do the newspaper.
Do you remember this morning on Viasat 1?
Yeah, we all grew up on Viasat 1.
Yeah, this morning. His name is attached to this morning on Viasat 1. He was once known as the Trouble General. So he's I'll put it together properly and we'll say it.
Thank you. So the IGP has deployed something. So that's what we're supposed to do.
Nice. We can go on now.
So we can get into the newspapers now.
Absolutely. So we can start with the Ghanaian Times. This morning it says that presidency absolves roads ministry. Sole source contract saga. That's what it's talking about. Then IGP deploys special team to probe UCC students' death. A lot coming out of it. And then Kasapreko list on Ghana Stock Exchange after landmark 1.72 billion.
Yeah, that was huge. That was very huge.
And then the banner headline says, old flood control methods ineffective. Dredging drains, partial demolitions inadequate. And that is coming from Professor Oteng Abibio.
I'll take you to the Daily Graphic this morning. Front page, no wrongdoing in big push contracts. That's according to report. President orders tougher single sourcing rules from Minister of Government Communications, Felix Kwatiofosu. Also, Boko SHS students go on rampage over crackdown on exam malpractice on page 13.
Right. The Daily Post I have, big banner story, GMTF, Ghana Medical Trust Fund, receives 6.1 million cedis from salaries of Mahama and his appointees. Cocoa Board CEO calls for greater trust and unity in Ghana Cote d'Ivoire Cocoa Partnership. Government begins process to replace Sophia Kufu on Council of State. Samuel Tete retires as EC Deputy Commissioner, replacement process underway. And Bosman Asare resigns as Deputy Commissioner of the Electoral Commission.
One last story on the front page of the Daily Graphic. 2 EC deputies leave. Former CJ exits Council of State. Government clarifies presidency staff numbers. Finally from me, there's the Daily Guide. It says EC Deputy Chair Bosman Asare resigns. And court throws out Apia Kubi. Wontumi hires Atachia on page 6. They say court throws out Apia Kubi. Wontumi hires Atachia.
He's taking over. Anyway.
Also, over 90% of road projects awarded competitively, according to the government. And GLOA confirms KGL's market dominance on page 3 of the paper. Finally, as court rejects OSP's plea to halt no power to prosecute ruling.
All right, let's look at the New Republic. Says that EC's partisan referees head for exit. That's what the New Republic is saying. Now, Mahama hits 71% approval, but Constitution closes door on third term. And then NDC Exodus grows as 4 CEOs head for the exit. And Wontumi drafts big gun. Government fires back at NPP. That is Felix Kwache for saying that we inherited the Kufuor's salary bill. And the bold banner headline on the France page says that ZPay founder fights fire with paper, facing $11.6 million judgment, and a collapsed Caribbean subsidiary. Andrew Techi Apia sent ghost lawyers with empty threat to bully a newspaper.
Really? That's interesting development. I'll do the business analyst, which is the final one I have, and I'm sure a number of you have a bit more in terms of the papers. The business analyst, big banner story: pension assets hit 120 billion cedis as NPRA pushes private sector investment. Casapreco's GSC listing reflects growing confidence in Ghana's economy. That's the NPRA CEO as well. Cocoa Board CEO urges greater unity in Ghana Cote d'Ivoire Cocoa Alliance. Ghana Cote d'Ivoire urged to align cocoa pricing regime, and Deputy EC Chair Bosman Asare resigns. So those are all the papers I have. I'm sure there's a bit.
Oh yeah, I have one here called The Spider. And it says that lean government empty chairs, no pay rise as EC loses 2 deputies. Also, Ghana Cote d'Ivoire closed ranks to reset global cocoa power balance. And then financial scandal claims to rock Equiapim South Assembly, and big push probe clears roads ministry, debunks sole sourcing factory claims. And then the banner headline says that Ghana's syntax in quotes showdown. Parliament wants data before drastic hikes.
Right.
So that is the spider for you this morning.
Right. A bit of details we will get from the papers. I'm sure we can start from that news conference yesterday. Where do you want to start?
So I wanted to start with the Daily Guide. Fuel prices set for major drop that affects bread and butter. So consumers and businesses are expected to enjoy some relief at the pumps from June 16, which is today.
Yeah.
As fuel prices are projected to decline across major petroleum products during the second pricing window of the month. We know that according to the latest pricing outlook released by COMAG, petrol is expected to record the sharpest reduction, falling by 9.31%. Diesel prices are projected to decrease by 1.65%, while LPG is expected to decline marginally by 0.52%. So these percentage points, if you go to your outlets to buy fuel, hopefully it reflects today or this morning.
Yeah, it's supposed to.
Wow, okay.
And well, they can say that they have old stock. You know how?
No, it
how
doesn't
we
work
do
like
other
that.
things.
It doesn't.
But
It
for Ghana,
doesn't.
usually that is what happens. You go there and they tell you that is an old stock. But if the authorities need to step in, they have to do that so that everything aligns appropriately to what we are doing.
What I know, particularly for old stock conversations, is when the price is projected to go up. Then somewhere in the 2020s, I think we experienced that a lot because of, obviously, from 2020 onwards towards 2022, when the economy had its shocks, and fuel prices were escalating. That was when sometimes you walk into a fuel station and they know tomorrow it's going up by, say, 50 pesos, and they will tell you, we don't have fuel today. So that when you return...
They've hoarded it.
Yes, they've
but
hoarded
with these ones, they would tell you that we had loaded it at the time we bought it at a certain high price. So until we discharge, we will not be able to come back to what it is. So they can still tell you...
Well,
resetting.
Yeah, that's fair. But considering this is coming from the mother union of all fuel stations, pretty much, right? So it's a fuel station.
What is the claim? What is the actual claim?
Who are?
Did they say it is going to go down?
Yeah,
or
it's going to
down?
do.
Yes.
It should go down.
Do we know the
So it's an
floor
expectation,
price?
yeah.
And also now, what makes that very difficult is because of the competition between Goil and Star Oil.
Right.
That has tended to benefit the consumer a bit more. So now both are selling floor price for both products, diesel and then petrol as well. We're seeing floor price every now and then when the NPA announces that, okay, floor price is 11.6.
Yeah.
Star is selling at 11.6. Goil is also seeking to sell at 11.6. And then it drives the other OMCs to want to come down. So it will not be a good time for you to decide.
For those who own cars and for those who commute in and out, for them, what they're looking at.
Egbeta, those who own cars.
I'm a ride-hailing service person.
Yes,
basically, that is what it is. And everybody will be excited about it.
So if you're listening to us, if we're pegging the average petrol price at 15.20, the projected drop is 9.31%.
Oh, wow.
And that calculates to mean an amount of 1 cedi 42 pesos is off per liter. So you're likely to get it 13.78 per liter.
That's petrol.
That's for petrol instead of the 15.20. That is if it was being sold at 15.20. Now for diesel, if it was being sold at 15.49, the projected drop is 1.65. And that means that small amount, 26 pesos, is off. So instead of 15.49, you get it 15.23.
Right.
And then for LPG, originally being sold at 13.48, that's how much we're putting it. The projected drop is 0.52%. The amount that will be off LPG is 0.07.
Yeah.
So it will mean that instead of you getting it 13.48, you get it 13.41. So for petrol users, they'll be very happy. Close to 1 cedi 50 pesos is off.
For me, the bigger news is that, between Vance and Trump, they're claiming that the Strait of Hormuz should be opened toll-free for a very long period. Much as Iran just came in with the last-minute hits that, no, we would want to
charge something,
yes, after the period of the agreement is gone. But the point is that it all depends on it, and we're excited that this is happening. So, it's welcome news.
In fact, from where we're seated now, right? And I like to, since the war started, every morning when I come and we're talking fuel prices, I open trading economics to find out what the prices are looking like. Since that announcement of that agreement, it's been going downwards.
Absolutely.
And so it will suggest that possibly in the next pricing window, starting July 1, we possibly as well could see fuel prices drop again.
Yeah,
if
the agreement is still in place.
If the agreement
it would
is
be in place.
If the agreement
for the
is
agreement, it's going to be in place.
We know how volatile and unpredictable our big brother is.
But just for clarity, here's the Dr. Rivers Inopon, who is the CEO of the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, in his own words, speaking to what prices are expected to look like starting from today. Frederick.
Right.
For the past 3 windows, the chamber has realized decrease in crude oil prices globally due to international benchmark prices being released, meeting the demand even for the summer. Even though the CD depreciated by a percentage, diesel and petrol in terms of price decreased significantly. You could also realize that petrol increased in the last window, and even though it was supposed to decrease. So that's why the percentage of decrease for petrol is really high as compared to diesel. And also because most as most of you know, the government relief for diesel has also been terminated. So that's where we are today. In terms of numbers, indeed, well, depending on where you feel from, being an OMC or even a consumer, we are expecting 7 to 9% decrease in petrol, an average of 0.9% in diesel, and then also 0.3% in LPG.
So that's Dr. Riverson Opong on what we should expect. For the Ghanaian, this is good news. It will reduce the pressure a bit on your pocket in terms of how much 1 cedi off if the calculations are anything to go
close
by.
To 1 cedi 50 pesos, so 1 cedi 42 pesos for petrol, and then less than 1 cedi for diesel. I'll get the exact figures for diesel.
Then there's LPG as well, which
LPG is just small.
We don't.
But in all these, what about commuters? You see, what is GPRT going to do? Are they going to reduce the transport? Because the point is that a larger majority of the Ghanaian commutes via public transport. So if we're saying that fuel price has gone down, what does it mean to the so-called ordinary person?
How do they benefit?
So immediately, so some of these things, I think for far too long we've been toying with it. We've been joking with it. There ought to be a certain matrix where the moment fuel drops, it has to be commensurate to transportation.
If you say that, then it means the moment it goes up they will also say.
No, the point is that it's one thing that begs such economy that we're running. It begs the economy that we're running. If we are wise enough to ensure that our transport system is properly coordinated and not people sitting in bread vans, and these are people who are contributing to your GDP on a daily basis. They sit in bread vans to and fro. It is quite dangerous, and I think nobody can own an economy and beat their chest and say that we are the best runners of an economy if your larger majority of people who contribute to the GDP always commute in bread vans to and from work.
I like the fact that you continue to insist.
Yes,
we are seated in bread vans.
We don't do that. So can you imagine the so-called Ayalolo buses? If we had about 1,200 of them on the streets, that is well controlled. So then government can say that I can subsidize for fuel because these are things that I'm controlling. Like Metro Mass, you get it. If government is controlling it, the fluctuation in fuel prices is not going to affect people instantly. But because of the way we're running a transport system, everything is
it's pretty much in the hands of private people.
And it's becoming a big problem. I think it's a big challenge. The transport ministry ought to sit down. These are things we need to deal with. We've treated them with kid gloves for far too long. If they are driving in their four wheels, going to work, getting their fuel allocations and so on and so forth, do they think about the person who is sitting in the bread van? Do they?
Okay. I think Patrice is making very, very sound arguments here. Why we need to have a good balance. If the prices go up, something should happen. If the prices go down, something should happen. But for the operators, these are some of the arguments that they are likely to make. That although fuel is one of the biggest contributing factors to their costs,
right?
This is why it cannot go down. It is not the only costs on the operations. For transport operators, they also deal with tires, spare parts. They'll deal with engine oils, batteries, and those may not be dependent on the global price of fuel alone. The performance of your currency, for instance, inflation, for instance. So if fuel is going down and spare parts have gone up because the city is not doing well, because inflation is high, it means that if they reduce it, then they'll be losing at the other end. Another issue is timing. Fuel prices in Ghana change in pricing windows. A drop today may be reversed in the next window. And we know how long it takes for these drivers to get on a certain level of agreement. So if first window, fuel prices go down, okay, you come down. Second window, it goes up, we're going up. There's some
uncertainty in terms of pricing.
Exactly.
Right?
And people will take advantage of it.
Why do you have to be dribbling around all these things if the solution is staring us right in the face? What I'm saying is that our transport sector is bereft of creativity.
Yeah.
We lack it. And whoever is in charge, you see, the point is that we just put people at ministerial positions without certain particular KPIs. So all those who have served as ministers of transport,
in times
what blueprint have they left? Such that you can say, this person established this, created this, and made this happen. For me, it beats my mind. So we just look at fuel prices. Okay, so fuel prices have gone up. GPRT says they are going on strike. People have packed their bus. It's just, we shouldn't be discussing things like that, because for me, so something like this, we need to get the Minister of Transport online, and then would ask him salient questions. That what are your plans such that you can regulate it properly to avert any protests or demonstrations from these drivers, or if they're showing a certain askance towards the people, what are your plans?
I'm tempted to say, for a very long time, leadership within the transport sector, and I mean government side, have been very comfortable with the status quo. GPR2 running things. And I mean, there are different theories as to how ingrained they are into society and how they control a mass majority of votes, and attempting to want to take away.
It's not about taking away.
No, I'm seeking to make a point. And so it has created a situation where persons who've manned the ministry have been very comfortable. And I hear you when you say that, look, government should be able to run, or should run, our transport sector and run it efficiently. I ask myself, should it always be government? Can't we, yes, we can have private operators. We GPRT can stay, but can we regularize and provide certain standards such that bread vans are not the mainstay in terms of determining how we commute in and out of the...
It's just a legislation. It's just a legislation. That is all. It's just a legislation. Just legislate and say that from July onwards, nobody sits in a bread van. You get it?
That will cause chaos as well.
Well, you can push it to the hinterlands where they would need it on such basis. Point is, if you said so, and you claim that, okay, if there's any entrepreneur who wants to invest in the transport sector, says that, okay, I am bringing in 100 buses, you give the people tax holidays, or some rebates, or some discounts, so to speak. You get it? So that if there's somebody who can invest, so we see OA Transport. There's OA Transport, and there's another one. It's around Circle.
Yeah, I've seen it.
There's OA, and there's this other popular
VVIP,
one. VIP and all those ones.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is a private investment. And if you said that if anybody brought in buses not below 50 or not below 100, you're going to give the person 80%, 70%, 50% rebate or discount or tax exemption. Why wouldn't anybody rush to do that? These are the ways you would have to influence people and induce them to invest, to change the narrative. It still beats my mind that today people crawl into cars. I mean, you're going to work and you see them along the road. Look, this is what I would want 92.7 to do. Let's fly a drone. Go to 37. Go to Circle. Go to Shiashi. Go to Codjoe. Go to...
If it's the footage, we have plenty.
Please. These are things we need to be showing them every morning, because you're looking at calculating your GDP at the end of the day, coming to hold a press conference and speaking to it. But if these people would have to struggle in a queue to get to work, not that even the struggling gives them a certain comfort level when they sit in the so-called buses, but they have to bend their knees. Oh, I was at this station. Was it the Aflao station at Ashaman over the weekend? Oh, Lord God Almighty, I just wept. And I was like, all these long journeys, people are going to sit with their knees. I've tried it once. I was like, let me sit in, and
it's very uncomfortable.
My knees could not fit, my brother. My knees could not fit. So I am saying, it is not a light matter. It is not a light matter. People in positions of authority must live up to the responsibility barometer, just so that tomorrow when we're talking about you and discussing, you would say that it was under your tenure that all these things were put in place. It is quite simple. It is quite simple.
Yeah.
There are so many people with lots of money. Go on the streets and check out the new, there you go. I mean, as you can see, look, these are people standing, waiting to go to work. These are the people who are producing. They are working and ensuring that your GDP becomes what you always tout when you mount the political platform. You get it? It is too bad.
This is when
bad. This is
37, right?
Those are the bread
Frederick,
funds
this is 37.
This is 37, right?
This is what 37 looks like.
Yes.
And I don't want to talk about areas like Ablekuma, Medina,
Reds
Junction, Zongo Junction. You see this every morning.
And even this place, what's the name? They call it School Junction.
Yeah.
Ashaliboche.
Oh, Ashaliboche School Junction. I mean,
It's terrible
right
there
now,
as well.
Huge toll on the public, and the situation is
there's a
never
queue
different at.
And that is where the so-called bread vans park, the trotro buses, they park.
Look at the frustration.
Going to
School children,
So this person,
nurses who are supposed to be turning up and providing
There you
health
go.
care, all sorts of people.
go to work tired, and you expect them to give you 100% output. That is not going to work. That is not going to work. So the point is that much as we are demanding of the people to work and produce, you, the person who has been put in position of authority, you need to wake up. This is trite. Nobody should come and teach you how to run a ministry. Nobody. I mean, these are just plans. Just put them there. Have you suggested it? Have you proposed it? Have you given it to somebody? It's very simple.
Now, someone is just sending a message that in Sawam to Amasaman is terrible.
You see, these are the things.
Terrible, because yes, by now people are by the roadside, and sometimes you have to wait. And you see, this is how they operate. Because I lived at a foreman for a very long time, and a lot of the bus drivers live there. So it starts at around 3 a.m. The first round, persons who go to Accra very early,
Yes.
they pick them up by 3 a.m. The bus is loaded. And in fact, if you are not careful, some of the buses, they've been marked by passengers. They know the passengers they pick every morning. So if you have something doing in Accra or anywhere very early, you might not even catch a bus at 3 a.m., even though there will be a bus, but they'll tell you, Ayama, because there are persons who have... who are going to Accra every dawn, right?
Oh, this is too bad.
So
this is too bad.
they leave, go to Accra, they return almost empty, and come and pick passengers again around 5 a.m.
Okay.
Then, if they are fast enough, they can return between the hours of 6:30, and do another sweep. If you miss between 6 to 6:30, means the driver is going to hit the gridlock, which is going to Accra. They have to hit that gridlock, get the passengers out at Accra or wherever.
Before.
Sometimes they do other, before they will have to be returning to the start point. And some, when they are driving like this and they see a lot of commuters, they don't go back to the station to go and start. They just do a U-turn and try and sweep them from there.
Ah, Lord. So
that's what it's like.
The rapid bus transit thing that we're doing. I mean, but back in the day, we had the King of Kings transport. I mean, those were owners of transport, KT Transport. There's this one in Kumasi. Very popular one. I mean, people were owning it, but sometimes we just look. Can we find out the reason our transport system is this way? It's deteriorated. It is so bad. You get it? We need to find it, because look, for me, workers, staff, people who commute, teachers, students, nurses, pupils, these are the people of great concern to me.
2M Express is it 2M Express?
No. Oh, Poku Transport.
Poku transport.
Poku transport is what I'm talking about. So the point is that there are people with the mindset to do these things. Why don't we just give, and why can't we regulate the system? Why can't you regulate it? So not too long ago, Metro Mass Transit, they had a certain association with the GFA where they were going to provide buses for supporters going to some stadium to go see games and all that kind of thing. So, and they are going to release about, I think, 100 new buses or so. Look, there are so many buses. Now that the Chinese cars are coming, why can't we substitute them for buses? Why can't you go into that arrangement and get buses? And what it does is that when we have this TVET open, it can be a place for people to learn how to fix them. Yeah. So you give people jobs. So you give electricians, you give those who are going to do body works, you give those who are going to do so many other things. I mean, commuting in the morning and in the evenings in Ghana is just one terrible thing.
It's hell.
So I think we need to fish out why the Ministry of Transport, if they are the ones in charge, let us find out the reason they are not living up to the billing. I think this is 2026. We don't have to see all these silly things. It is silly to the eye. You get it? You're expecting your staff to get to work at what time? And the point is that, okay, so people think that, why? You have to wake up early. Wake up early from where?
You have to be up by 4 a.m. You have to be on your way and all of that.
Rent charges are so high.
Yeah.
So people have to go live.
You see, everything is intertwined. We started talking about fuel prices.
And the need for transport.
And the need for the drivers to have that reflect. I think after all is said and done in relation to this, the plan of the capital as well will come up for very, very strict questioning. How we all wake up from the different parts of the Greater Accra region and we're driving towards that small enclave.
Yeah, that's it.
Around the ministries.
Look,
that's
no
what the market is.
There's no more bread vans in Ghana. I mean, people deserve better. Ghanaians deserve better.
Yeah.
Ghanaian workers deserve better. Ghanaian students deserve better. Nurses deserve better. Teachers deserve better. You know, not bread vans. Let us put a stop to it. They just drive the van. I've seen it once. They drove it to somewhere around. Is it
for some of us? We know where they do the entire body works. So
and all of that. They put metal.
So the retrofitting is done locally here in the country.
No bread vans. No more bread vans.
Right.
I mean, we should wake up to this.
We'll switch lanes now, and we'll go to the presidency because quite a number of resignations yesterday. The Minister for Government Communications, Felix Kwakye-Ofosu, spoke to the resignation of the former Chief Justice, Sophia Akufu, from the Council of State, and as well.
How old is she?
I would have to check.
Okay, right. Just asking.
I would have to check. And then Bosman Asaria. So let's hear from Felix Kwakye-Ofosu speak first to the resignation of the Council of State member, and then I'll come. Then we'll touch on Dr. Bosman Asaria as well.
Right. Reports of the resignation of Justice Sophia A.B. Akufu. I can confirm that indeed. Justice Sophia A.B. Akufu has resigned from her position as a member of the Council of State. She submitted a letter in September 2025 to the President indicating her desire to resign. She did not disclose the reason for wanting to resign. When the President received the letter, he was required to indicate his acceptance of the resignation at the behest of the Council of State. He had to hold on, but they said they wanted to engage Justice Akufu to see if there was some grievance that she had that was informing the resignation, and whether or not there was a way that it could be addressed. So they asked the President to hold on with the acceptance, but they got back and said that they had engaged, and as far as they were concerned, the resignation could be accepted. So the President has formally accepted her resignation, and she's no longer a member of the Council of State. The law is clear on what is to undertake to replace her, and that is going on as we speak. So in due course, a replacement will be announced for Justice Sophia Akufu. Regarding Dr. Bosman Asari, I can also confirm that he has submitted a letter to His Excellency the President, indicating that effective 31st July 2026, he would resign his position as Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission. He gives a reason for his resignation, which is that he wants to go back to academia and pursue his career as a staff of the University of Ghana, and conveyed his thanks and appreciation to the President and people of Ghana for giving him the opportunity to serve in that capacity. He also aware that a second chairperson, in the person of Mr. Samuel Tete, has also gone on retirement as member of the Electoral Commission, or deputy chairperson. And in that regard, processes are underway. Indeed, the Council of State has already been given a nominee, which they are constituted. And once that process is complete, an announcement will be made in terms of replace for Mr. Tete, and then in due course a replacement will be found for Dr. Asari. So I can confirm the resignation of these two people.
So that's Felix Kwachiofosu on two subject matters. Sophia Kufu and Prince Eric J sent a message that she's 76.
Oh, okay.
Right? She's 76.
Yeah. Oh, okay. No, so Sophia Kufu is Prince Eric J's very good friend. They are best friends, yeah.
And I suspect you know why.
Oh yeah, they are best friends.
Prince Derek J.
Prince cannot survive without the life of.
So he sends a message that she's 76. Just before I come to you on the thought, I just want to read a few of the messages on the transport conversation, right? So Sefiamo sent this one in relation to the Insawam to Amasaman situation, which he says is very terrible. He says there's the terrible road network as well is compounding the issue, and the contractor is working at a snail pace, and is one that is greatly affecting them. This one from Derek Ayete says he's watching live from the Koforidua and Unkurakan in the eastern region, and says good morning. Patrice, someone says we should mention Boluvi to you, and you will understand what Boluvi means. That's Alex Brown. Martin Okonko says he's listening from Qatar.
Okay.
Qatar got a 1-0 draw against Switzerland in the World Cup, and so yeah, I'm sure the Qataris were excited. Nerondi Boanegis says, but when the prices of fuel goes up, it's enough reason to increase the prices. Crosby, please ignore their messages. They need a whip. He says, Emmanuel Akakpo says the transport operators do take advantage of the system by giving unnecessary excuses because of weak system we have as a nation. And so those are messages in relation to the transport.
I think one thing we could easily do would be to get people to tell us the so-called flashpoints, where there are long queues. That takes.
I think even for us, we've been able to identify a few of those areas.
Let us include the people. When we include these people, this is how we're going to generate the groundswell for the core, for the transport sector to be revamped and relooked at. To get it, because it's so painful.
Right, but. Yesterday we were talking about the resignation of Sophia Kufu, and we were asking questions as to what the reason was, and hoping that we will get a bit more in terms of that. It doesn't appear there is a reason as to why she's decided to step down. The Council of State sought to find out, are there any grievances? Is there a matter of concern, which is seeing you pull the plug on us? Because she occupies a very important position. Yesterday I was reading the provisions of the 1992 Constitution as to what the description of her position is. A former Chief Justice must sit on the Council of State.
Yes.
And she was the one appointed. So there's even a question as to who replaces her.
Exactly.
As a member of the Council of State. These are the individuals who are surviving former Chief Justices of the Republic as we speak. Justice Georgina Theodora Wood served from 2007 to 2017. Justice Sophia Kufu served from 2017 to 2019. She has had to resign because she was the one in that position. Justice Kwesi Enini Yeboah served from 2020 to 2023. Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu, 2023 to 2025 until her removal. And so these are the
lineup of
and Frederick, I want you to provide the constitutional provision, right, which is the basis for which we are making this argument that when you read Article 89, which details so some 50 plus persons, some elected from the regions and all of that. The first provision or the first place the Constitution mentions is that the Council of State shall consist of the following persons appointed by the President in consultation with Parliament. The first is one person who has previously held the office of Chief Justice. Now, who is
one person who has previously held the office of
so there is a direct qualification as to the position there must be always present someone who has held the position of Chief Justice.
Let's just give your indulgence. Let's read all of it. So
if you want to read all of this, I'll have to get the Constitution from my back. Fred,
the second
help
one,
me with the Constitution. It's in.
Let's go to the second. Flip onto the second
it's just this provision that we have. So I'm just gonna get. The second one. No, I'm just gonna get the second one. Is the list of surviving justices of the.
Oh, I thought there was a second. No, not this one. I thought there was a continuation of the So yes.
One person who's previously held the office of Chief of Defense Staff. Okay.
And then one person who has previously held the office of IGP. So let's go back and then read the first page again.
Fred will do that for us. He's just going to provide.
Super Fred. Good morning. How are you?
And good morning as well to Kay, who's joining us in studio. A few pleasantries being shared here and there.
Is it when a big man meets, Charlie?
It's a confluence of greatness. So 89, right?
So it says it shall consist of the following persons. So consists of the following persons. But the point is that, so it is good for people to know the reason that she would have left, so that if there's something wrong, something that is not going on well, something that is not being enacted properly, so they would be able to fix it. So that is one of the things, so that we don't continue to falter along the line and then get out all these experienced people out of the way who would serve as some form of reference to anybody else who would want to go in there. Great. But I don't think we should dwell so much on it.
On why she's decided
to step down. Because what it is that if she's able to adduce any excuse as to the reason,
she hasn't actually. Yes. That's a point we are.
But Martin Amidu is demanding that we put out the letter to show whether or not she didn't put in any reason. Because if government is saying that there was no reason, I'm believing in Martin Amidu's head, it doesn't sit well with him. Knowing who Sophia Kufu is,
and how vocal she is,
she would definitely put out the reasons. Otherwise, Sophia would just have come out to say, "Oh, I just want to take a leave or take a back seat. I am tired. I'm exhausted. That is all. Or I have another appointment somewhere, something to do." So, until we are able to put out the letter or see the content of the letter, we cannot say on authority that there was no excuse that was adduced. Point number one. Now, point number two, as to whether or not there was an excuse, is it really salient? She has resigned. The Bible says, in all things, give thanks. Somebody is sitting somewhere expecting to be, exactly. It gives another person the opportunity. Number two, maybe she's just tired and she wants to take a rest, or she's going to do something else or take care of other things. So we need to allow certain things not to fester so much that people would have to find out, yes, there was a reason, it was bad, it was evil, it was terrible. No. Who is going to take over? If there are no reasons, let us not. Look, we need better things to talk about. We need better things to see, better things to look at, better things to consider. This is not to say that what is happening is, but that is not, for me, the most relevant thing. Is somebody in one position who has resigned, another person has taken over. What people usually call the bread and butter issues are what I am concerned about, like the transport system, like the flooding, like the poor spatial planning, like the terrible, what's the name we call them, assemblies that we have in this country, Those are things we need to rearrange. And then the Council of State matter will be something that will be hanging.
Right.
You get it?
I'll come to. Okay, let me come to K first because he's just joining us on Sofa Kufu. I think the point Martin Amidu makes is one that you can look at and say, yeah, there's a lot of reason in that. That if there may be,
are they obliged to show it?
I'm not sure.
If they're not obliged to show,
I'm not sure they're obliged.
He's only saying that to settle all minds, put the letter out there so we see there was no excuse.
Okay. There's no reason exists for a decision to want to step aside.
Well, I think the minister, in his own wisdom, well, let's look at it from government communication.
Yeah.
There's a government that needs the trust of the people to sustain its government. So why would they say something that is not what it is? Because I don't see it as a big deal if someone wants to resign. So it's not an issue where we are usually told a comfortable lie or a white lie and then later we find out otherwise. But optics are also very important.
Yeah.
And it builds trust. So as much as there are conversations already starting about it, it would just be honorable to just put out the letter. I don't see anything wrong with it. But my concern is, you see, it's not about stating why you want to resign in the letter. We've resigned from companies without stating the real reasons why we wanted to. But deep down in our hearts, we knew why we were leaving.
And sometimes you even tell them without writing it.
So it's not about the letter. The letter is a mere formality for administrative purposes. But deep down, there's a reason. And I just want to ask, is Madame Sophia Ekufu happy with the caliber of persons on the Council of State? Is she happy? Is that a group she wants to be identified with in the records of time? Is she happy with the caliber of persons in the Council of State? I think maybe we are not looking across, but if you quite remember, there's been quite a number of controversies. For the first time, there's been too many controversies about members of councils of state, the Council of State. And I'm just asking, is she happy to be
associated with the current crop?
The current group.
Well, let me speak to that. Look, the Council of State is a very critical and significant aspect of governance in this country, because in a lot of decisions that the president takes, he does it in consultation with the Council of State. A majority of the decisions, when you read the Constitution.
And I want to just intervene there. So he does it in consultation. People will think, yes, that's what is on paper. But in reality, does it do it with the approval of
so long as he has to do it in consultation with the Council of State and it comes out finally that this person was approved, this person was accepted, or this bill was, all those things, it means that they assented to it. My point is, so like, for example, we don't know, we are only conjecturing what could have been the basis for which Sophia resigned. If it is that she's unhappy, that is one of the ways to protest. That I don't like the caliber of people that are in there. You get it?
I think that's an insinuation.
It's an insinuation. That's what I'm saying. That yes, we don't know the reason
he's seeking to put,
and that's what she's thrown us into to discuss, which I don't waste much time on, because call a spade a spade. With the kind of experience that she's had, I am thinking. So for the first time, if you were put in there and you thought the caliber of people that were in there were not the kind of people you'd like to, based on status, qualification, experience, exposure, what you should have done much earlier was to just step down immediately and come and put it out there. Now, she's occupied so many positions in this country, also within the legal fraternity. Are you telling me that per her assessment of all these things, she couldn't have been able to, let's say, stratify who could occupy the position or be a member of the Council of State?
That was not her call to make.
No, I mean, she could have per her assessment. If we are all conjecturing because we don't know the reason. I'm saying maybe she just felt tired. She wants to go home. Maybe she thinks that, the Council of State, those who are there are far more capable. When I go home to sleep, it is good for me.
Right. The other leg of the conversation is where I want to quickly pivot it to in relation to who possibly that replacement could be, because there's
He's so much.
No, I'm being honest, because no, it's not. There's a conversation to be had, right?
Yeah.
And you can decide to play the ostrich around it. Governments will select persons who they see eye to eye with on matters of policy and matters of legal principle and all of that. Before the appointment, and I'm making this point because there's a strict requirement for a person to be nominated who is a former Chief Justice.
True.
The one that you had, which is Sophia Akufu, has resigned. And if you look at the list of the individuals left, those CJs were not appointed by any NDC government whatsoever.
And Mawuena, I would want to go through them one by one.
Yeah.
So starting with Georgina Wood. So we know that it is possible that it will work because she qualifies. She's a former CJ. And then already understands the role of a member of the Council of State.
Because she's played it before.
Yes. Now, this is why it may be difficult. The reality is that she's advanced in age.
Yeah.
And if you're advanced in age, it may mean the president may look for somebody who is more, more vibrant and deals with judicial issues, because the Council of State, they deal with a lot of issues on a daily basis. So when you appoint her, yes, she may be seen as neutral. The choice may seem like the choice of a statesman, but
how old is she? Let's check out.
I can do that quickly.
While we do that, we move on to Kwesi Enin-Yeboah.
Yeah.
We know that he also qualifies. He's a former Chief Justice.
Yes.
Now, this is why it may be difficult. It will be politically sensitive, you see, because it was appointed under President Kufuor and presided over, number one, the politically
79.
charged.
So she's 79.
Almost 80 years.
Oh, Theodora was 79, I see.
80 years, yeah.
Now, this is why Enin-Yeboah will be difficult. Presided over the 2020 election petition era. And then we know the commentary that the NDC passed at that time, that he may not be as neutral as they expect him to be. Unanimous FC, for instance, came up. So his appointment may be difficult to sell. In as much as this is a governance decision, there's the reality to about politics.
Yeah.
It is a true thing that will happen. For the MPP, if the NDC rejects somebody like Enin-Yeboah, it would mean that the NDC is just looking for people who are masses to the Council of State, confirming the perception people have about the Council of State already, that they are a rubber stamp organization. So Enin-Yeboah, it is very difficult to appoint him, but he's one of the few who should be there. And then there's Gertrude Tokono. She is a former Chief Justice. I don't know whether because of how she was removed, she still
that
qualifies.
becomes an impediment as to her qualification.
But even if it does not, and then she's one of the people to be considered, this is why it becomes politically almost impossible. The removal controversy, even if it does not affect her qualification to be a member of the Council of State, but
as we speak, they are giving. She has cases.
Yes, she has cases in court.
For her, it is a 0. But the other thing is that, are we considering the current Chief Justice?
He's not. So the requirement is who has previously held the office.
Bafuboni is also advanced in age. He may be retiring pretty soon.
Yeah, he's retiring.
And we can't tell whether his retirement is tomorrow, this year, or next year. I think he's also retiring pretty soon. If we check his age, we would realize that he's past the age of, or he's almost at the end of the tunnel. So we heard that this resignation came up all the way in December. So perhaps they are just baiting their breath, waiting for the man to say that I've also resigned. Then he becomes a member of the Council of State.
Because there's a reason. There's a reason.
Don't delay.
Wait for him. It is possible. We still do not have a defense minister. It is
because on the Council of State, we know there are committees.
Yes.
Right. There's a legal committee, and that's why there is that requirement, and in the minds of persons who decided to set up the council, they didn't opt for. Otherwise, you could decide to appoint or make the specifications a person with legal standing of X amount of years, but they specifically asked for a former chief justice.
In substance, it doesn't mean anything. With all due respect, in substance, it doesn't mean anything because chief justices have faltered in their delivery of justice.
No, I mean that's
you get
that's,
it exactly.
That's,
so the point is that you should just have a legal brain or must be a legal luminary. It's just been
there are quite a number of them.
Yes.
I think there's a former member of parliament.
It's just there.
Who is also a member of the Council of State and is a lawyer.
Again, let us consider who becomes chief justice. You know, there's been a concern that people have served at the bar longer than others. For example, Tokonu was put ahead of, let's say, Bafuboni. For people at the bar, they believe that seniority plays a very key role. It's instrumental. So the fact that somebody is appointed chief justice doesn't mean you are more knowledgeable than the people below you, or you are better. So that is why I'm saying that for the purposes of the Constitution, indicating that the person should have been a former, it is only by indication. But when you reduce it to the level of where committees that they discuss matters of legal issues and all that, that one, anybody at all who is a legal luminary can stand up to it. So we don't necessarily need a chief justice. It is just a statement of position.
In terms of the inner workings, right?
In terms of that one, it's just a statement. The fact that there are people who are far ahead of others when it comes to matters like this. We have friends who are lawyers and all this. You can mention names. You can mention Isan Kuma. You can mention Robert Nia de Klerk. You can mention all those people. They are there. They know. Even Stremsai, people are. People know. You get it. So the fact that they are chief justice, it is just the constitutional requirement that says that chief justice,
it must
and it
be
makes it sweet.
former justice.
For working principles,
I don't want to be in the shoes of the NDC in this period at all. The choice they have to make, I don't think it's an easy choice.
But the funny thing is, the current Chief Justice, Bafuboni,
Sunrise on 3FM,
November.
the best in the world.
So a few months away.
That's a few months away. And I think Puamang is next.
Oh, Gabriel,
Justice Puamang.
If what we're saying, what we're anticipating is what should happen, that Bafuboni leaves, retires as CJ, and then it goes on to the Council of State. Then everything is playing into the conversation that you are not really getting people to do anything, quote unquote, proper. You're just looking for people who agree with you, everything you say.
But absolutely, that is what it is.
But it's also about offer and acceptance.
You see,
because if you are offered and you refuse,
I don't
that
see
vacuum has to be filled.
I don't see in which world that it will be offered to Bafuboni if he retires and you say he does not want.
No, I'm looking at the surviving justices.
Yes, as to it being offered to them and they refuse it.
Yes.
My course is it may
not
even be.
You and I both do not know that.
We're just
yes, right now we are just tossing around the ideas.
They can reject it. You can throw it.
Yeah.
They will not give it to them.
So there are certain conditions that say if you are physically unable to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You should be able
so
to.
So if the person has an
function.
ailment and the person knows that I'm qualified, but I don't want to go through the stress of going to this meeting, sitting at committee level, and they would not do it.
Yeah.
You get it. So it is not that when you're offered the position, it sounds so lucrative that
then automatically you want to
made,
jump
you made an assertion earlier that some people perceive it as a rubber stamp. If I am not the rubber stamp person and you offer me, I would never accept it. You get it. So there are so many reasons people will turn it down when it is offered to them. I don't like him and he's on the Council of State and you're putting me in there. So
the crop of former CJs that we have, very qualified to be Council of State members, but because of the
political
colorations, climate
it goes
that
without
we
saying.
are.
Yeah.
In fact, it will be very difficult for the NDC to look at Enin and say go on to the Council of State.
No, they will not.
it will be very difficult for the.
But it would have been wise.
But even if they do, will Enin accept it?
Then it falls on him.
Yeah.
You see,
I think I agree with Kate.
The lesser evil
then it falls on him.
Yeah. The lesser evil will be to wait for Bafoboni to retire and then push him there.
That's a presumption.
That conversation you can manage it a little.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody knows. Maybe you are looking for people who are sympathetic to you. That one you can manage that one a little, but I don't see that one.
I wish I had the Constitution. I would have loved to read in detail what it means. That should they just have them? So it should be a former IGP, former.
Yes, it's very specific.
Yeah, exactly.
It has to be.
Yes, so
there have to be someone who is a former Chief Justice who is
those
there.
criteria.
There has to be a former. It's even on the. It's on the screen. There are specifics.
It's not really mentioning the experience, but they should hold that title as former so and so, former so and so, and the others who will be voted for. We know they are
from the respective
they are
regions.
party people already.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of speculations that they are party people. So maybe this would be a time to disprove that they are not party people.
Not this Ghana. not this current one. Maybe when I become vice president.
He's not gunning for the position of president. He's gunning for vice president.
But I thought I'd given you a certain position. Which one was that?
That's where we're going. There's another resignation which we caught wind of yesterday. Bosman Asare says that he's returning to the fold of academia and starting to step away from the high office of a deputy commissioner of Ghana's election management body. That came to me as a surprise when I heard the news, and also the reason ascribed to it, that he's deciding to step down, so he returns to the fold of academia. And I don't say no.
That's why I gave reason.
I don't say that to demean academia, because academia is up there. I mean, they are providing guidance in terms of shaping the future and knowledge base of the next generation and all of that. But it came as a bit of a surprise to me, I'll be honest, and I don't know where that left you as well, Kay. When Felix made that announcement yesterday,
there were speculations, as usual. You know, the media is always ahead of the news.
He caught wind of one or two.
Yeah, and we heard earlier that he wanted to resign from his position, or he has resigned from his position to pursue academia. There were even rumors that he wanted to resign to contest for MPP, General Secretary, and things like that. So for some of us, it was very important that clarification came, so it exonerates him from the allegations that were being peddled even before the news broke. You know, because I couldn't wrap my head around, why would he was an EC. he was a deputy EC.
Yeah, deputy commissioner.
Amidst the controversy, he was there. So why is he resigning to contest for a general secretary of a political party? So I'm happy the information came out and we found out the reason was academia. And I think it's vulnerable. People join institutions and leave
after a while.
Yeah,
but right, I'm not going to say what I'm thinking.
There's another deputy who's going on retirement.
Yes, that's Samuel Tete.
No, you should say what you're thinking.
Samuel Tete.
You should say what you're thinking.
No, you have to say what you're thinking.
Refine what you're thinking.
You know, you've been away for a while. We miss you. You are
why would
bad.
you retain it in your head?
No. I'm saying so what I was actually going to mention Samuel Tete's resignation as well, and that leaves Madame Jean Mensah as, I don't want to say the sole survivor, because there were other appointments which were subsequently made. I know the NDC raised
you're making reference to speculations that people had about those occupying the top 3 positions.
No, I'm saying that in terms of the top three,
yes,
the top three we went into the 2020 and 2024 elections.
Now I see why he wanted to hold his thoughts.
Right? We're left with just one.
Speculation.
Yeah.
That's just one for what?
That's what I said. No,
for me,
speculations
for me,
and conversations.
When people like Bosman and Tete especially want to especially because Tete
has gone on
retirement. It hurts, but I mean it is something that we can do nothing about. Because for him, the wealth of institutional knowledge and
he will have
is unmatched. It's unmatched. It doesn't mean there's nobody who can climb to the top, because whilst he was working, there were people under him.
Yeah.
So definitely it would come up. So
I should also think one who was very, I'm just forgetting the name. He's also bound to be on retirement.
So that is life.
I mean the thick tall one.
Yes.
That is what
I can't remember.
Is it Amadu?
No,
not. I don't want to be straight.
Dr. Sribo Kweku. Sribo Kweku, I also understand is
my point is that
if he's not on retirement by now.
When we're all working within the corporate ladder, we are hoping and expecting that one day we shall be given the position to lead, just so we are able to also enforce certain innovative minds that we have and certain principles that we think is going to help the institution. So they've been at the top for a while. Retirement, yes. Some have resigned, yes. For those who are partisanly active, they would want to feed into the fact that, he's leaving, and as Kay alluded to, that some people were saying in the media space that to go and contest on the ticket of the NPP, fair enough, that is for him to do. And that is where posterity is going to judge everybody on that. For me, he's left, he's gone. We thank him for the service that he has rendered. That is me speaking. That's what I do. Without him, the country will still move on. EC will still move on.
Absolutely.
My point is that when we are putting people in positions of authority, we ought to look at a few things: integrity, dignity, and selfless service to the state.
You don't say this in no means to suggest he didn't have any.
No, I am saying that going forward, just so nobody would be seen as tainted.
I'm providing that clarity to suggest that that's not what you are suggesting he didn't have.
No, I'm not speaking my mind like you did early on. No, me, if I want to speak my mind, I'll speak to it, because I don't know his background. I only hear within the media sphere that, he belongs to the NPP, he contested so and so. There are people who choose to show off their partisan colors, but it doesn't mean the person is bereft of technical acumen. You get it? The person can work well. The person can effectively discharge and do his duties. So be it. Let us allow it and let those things work. So I'm not going to speak to that. Mine is that he's gone. God bless
looking ahead.
God bless him for the work he has done. But going forward, when we're choosing people, we ought to choose people who have integrity. It's very essential.
I think I agree with him, because when there's the integrity bit, it doesn't matter whether you're MPP or NDC.
You'll be able
you deliver
to work properly. You see, now the NDC is also finding itself in a very peculiar situation.
Really?
In 2018, when Madame Jean Mensah and Dr. Sare were nominated to go to the Electoral Commission, then General Secretary or Deputy Kweku Anyidaho, very vocal about how Dr. Sare is seen as an MPP person, Jean Mensah is seen as an MPP person, so it's not suitable for them to go to the Electoral Commission. In fact, he said that they object to their
appointment or nomination.
Now they are leaving. We know.
But Jean Mensah.
Yes, for now. We know that the NDC will have to replace Dr. Sare. Who are they bringing, and what will be the response of the NPP to the NDC's nomination as deputy EC boss? So you see, we'll find ourselves in a cycle.
But Crosby, you quite remember there was also a petition for the removal of the EC and her two deputies.
Yes, and there was a petition before that too, for the removal of Charlotte Osei and One Amankwa, those deputies as well. That's when Jean Mensah and Bosman Asari came. So we're just in that cycle.
Yeah.
The NPP will come
Is it the same script, different cast?
The same script. Depends on where you stand.
Let me settle our minds with some articles of the Constitution, and I'm referring to the what's the name, the Council of State.
Yeah.
So 92, Article 92. No. Yeah. That's what it is. It says that the Council of State shall meet for the dispatch of business at least 4 times in a year. So that means every quarter they meet.
Yeah.
4 times in a year. At such time and place as the chairman may determine. As the chairman. So who's the chairman of the Council of State?
Edward Duajao.
Yeah.
Great. So he's still there.
Yeah.
So fine. So they can meet. The Constitution is not emphatic on the particular people who are supposed to be in the meeting. So long as they are meeting at the behest of the president, the chairman, or parliament, it says not less than 5 members of the council should be at that. Not less than 5. So if there are more than 5, then the absence of Madam, exactly. So for Akufu may not be that significant because they form a quorum.
They'll be able to function so
That's
well.
what I'm saying. That the reason all these delays are taking place is
They can function
it is
till
not.
November.
Yes, they can function.
They can function till November.
Yes.
So they can function. They can function till.
And also they have to hold their meetings in camera unless of course they want to invite somebody. So they can wait.
Quick thoughts on Wontumi and the matters. He's changed counsel. Just briefly, he changed counsel yesterday after the court had rejected Andy Apiakubi's attempts to formally withdraw as counsel for Wontumi.
This is where you hide it, sir.
Yeah, I mean, just quickly.
Is this a change of representation? That's all. So that's
change of government.
You see, I'm sorry, but this is me. And you would have to forgive me so many times on certain matters.
There's no need for forgiveness.
When I see something that has a flip side, and that is all what we see, I will not waste my time on it.
Yeah.
You get it? So he says, I am not comfortable with person A. I'm more comfortable with person B. Why should I waste my time on you? It's not going to have any effect because it is a case that is running at the court.
Yes.
So whoever the lead is, whoever the representation is, the court matter will still go on as it is.
There are now calls for the new legal representative to be given leeway to, if he wants to call new witnesses, call them before the court will deliver their judgment on July 3.
Oh, that's what
that is his call. But what would the judge say?
So the judge has said July 3 is July 3.
The case is already running. You can't come in as a
the case is actually done.
You take over from somebody.
To present their final
you take over from somebody. So you taking over doesn't mean the case has to be.
It's not that the judge they are making is I'm a new lawyer. I've taken over the same case.
Yes.
But maybe there were some omissions that I want to.
That is your argument that you put forth. You have to peruse everything that has happened.
So that's what they're advancing right now.
No, please, I beg.
Well,
there are more important things to talk about.
The court says no, but if the court had said yes, it means the July 3 is not happening in July 3.
It has to.
No, but I think the judge has been very firm. Koku Vite, she said that, look, I'm going ahead. Yeah. I've extended the time period for which you can file your final addresses to the court. After which, July 3, I'm delivering my judgment.
Today, when I authored Untumi or Ubetumi, people read it differently. But sometimes we hear things, in
the grapevine of places.
So I mean, Ubetumi assistant counsel.
Yeah,
but Untumi.
It's a judgment.
You can.
Untumi is a judgment.
You can change the counsel, but you can't change the judgment. Yeah. So it's straightforward.
That's it.
So I agree.
I think people just need to be decorous in things that they do when they are put in certain positions of authority. For me, I think the significant thing was on the front page and back page of the Ghanaian Times, which says that sole sourced contracts, presidency absolves road ministry, and then poor road to dump site leaves tricycle operators stranded. So, look, road network is one of the key things at the heart of the development of a country. And I'll say this, the quality of leadership of a country is determined by the quality of road network of that country.
Yeah, we've had very poor leaders for a very long time.
The quality of the leadership of a country is what? Is determined by the quality of the roads of that country.
Hey, then to speak to that, then
I'm sorry,
the road to my hometown.
We've had very poor leaders.
My former MP, Nane, Momoa Central.
Yeah.
You know, from Winneba to Swedro.
Yeah.
That stretch.
Oh
my God.
Yeah.
We are looking forward to what A Plus will do. He occupies the office now. He's promised. We've seen here or there, but talking of that, I can relate.
Yeah. You see, but then again, let me just go a step further and blame people in the media for a lot of these mishaps. I'm excited Kay mentioned what's the name? A Plus, because he has said that he would want to. He has said that he would want to because he is the MP.
Yeah.
The problem with us in the media is that we misdirect development to the MP rather than the assembly. So the MCE or the DCE. You get it? That is where the problem is. Oh, he's an MP and he's here. He may facilitate, but to what extent? There are so many questions lingering.
Yeah.
So it is the assembly that we need to drive that issue to, that the road is bad.
Yeah.
But because we feed into this MP thing, anytime there's going to be elections, the roads are bad, and look at that's what I want to come and do. So they also fall within that basket.
True. Because
we
hear MPs talking about what they are,
yes,
aspiring MPs, talking about what they are really going to do in Parliament. You know?
It's all about I'll create
jobs.
I'll create jobs for the youth.
Yes.
I'll create jobs. I'll bring development. I'll create jobs. I'll bring development. And
that is a problem I have with the media. Those of you leading the media space, you are the problem. You are the problem. Because
he says those of you.
Yeah, when you interview these people based on development, you're getting it wrong. Because the person comes, I want to be an MP. Ask him what kind of laws would you want to propound? What kind of issues do you want to advocate for? But when you ask them road, gutter, bridge, all those things, they will say it. When they get there, then I don't know if by magic they realize all of a sudden that they are not the leaders.
What I'm going to say in addition to what Patrice says is that there's a need for we need a holistic review, right, of how politics is done in this country.
That is the topic for like 1 month.
Yes, because when you talk about legislation and what sort of legislation MPs who want to get into Parliament, I can give you a very good example. Francis Xavier Soso. Done fantastic work when he came. A number of private member legislations. Some were not signed. Yet still, if he goes to Medina, he's doing the work in terms of legislation in Parliament.
Yeah.
But he's still telling the people that, we will try this road. The people will go to him and ask about the roads. They will ask about jobs. They will ask about bread and butter issues
It's a
from them,
thing.
right?
It's a mindset
And
thing.
so, we and I've had this conversation time without number in terms of MPs are not responsible for my roads being fixed.
Absolutely, yes.
They are not. Yes, and that's why I think I saw someone was seeking to challenge MPs' inclusion in the distribution of common fund, even because there's a quota that goes to MPs for development within the constituency. I think someone is challenging it in the Supreme Court that money is not supposed to go to MPs from district assemblies common fund. But try it as you may, when all is said and done, the people will still come knocking at the door and say, the jobs, this. That's why we hear about when there are recruitments, MPs are getting quotas as to persons they must bring from their constituency to get into. So there is a problem with how we practice the politics. We are assigning responsibilities to the wrong individuals.
Fueled by the media.
there's been attempts to say, okay, then let's elect the district chief executives who are the agents of development. That didn't see the light of day under Akufo-Addo. The promise is that it will see the light of day under this administration. We're almost 2 years in.
Please, teacher.
See, I'm sorry. We expect the assemblies to do it. They are the people, development agents. My first question is, are the assemblies able to do it? Do they have the capacity to do it?
Absolutely, they do.
They do in terms of
because
money? In terms of
the common
logistics?
fund will come, and at every assembly level, when you go to roads and highways, resident engineer, we have local resident persons within every assembly. Unless
he's asking you, has got to do with power and authority.
So yes, power and authority plus the money.
Yeah.
When it comes to budget approvals, we understand that close to just 40% of what they want is what goes to them, and they have other needs. They have boreholes, markets, a few other things to do. Oftentimes, the roads that we want to see, they require something substantial. So they are not able to do it. These MPs are able to do it because they are closer to power. They can negotiate better. They can lobby better.
I think that's why the relationship between the MP
exactly. So
and
we cannot take
MC or DC is very important,
because in reality we cannot take the MPs out completely. Without them, the truth is that
they are the lobbyists.
A lot of areas will not be developed.
We need to take them out. So, sorry, you were talking about what? We need to elect what MCs and DCs. With all due respect, that is crap. I say that on authority, that is crap. It comes back to the same thing. Those we have elected as MPs are supposed to be the MCs.
You want MPs to be MCs?
That is. Look, let me tell you. I think we have realigned.
Yes.
So what? So
delegation.
MP is MCN is also in Parliament.
No. It
How
comes
many
back.
times did they say in Parliament?
It comes back to the same point.
Well, that's a fair.
So it's also going to be partisan.
276.
So it's just going to be partisan. Then that's it. I mean, then what? To what end? The voting that you're going to vote for them doesn't bring development. No, voting is not going to lead to development if the structure from the top is not designed to develop the constituency or the community. What would voting for the person do? It's just like he said, you are changing the housing or the case. That's all.
The motherboard and everything
is the same thing. So for me, we need to critically look at that situation. MP, this thing, no.
And now if the Constitutional Review Committee to finish their work, they've submitted. There was nothing in the regions of what we are talking about, which was a part of.
Oh, there were some.
There were some recommendations, right, which included the election. But around this table, we are saying that elections will not answer the question.
It will not do anything. It's just going to waste more government fund
resources.
Yes, resources.
Eventually, we'll get to the same level.
Do a lot
it's just going to be the same thing. I mean,
these communities.
Yeah,
right. But I'm happy about a point he made that MPs should focus on parliamentary business a lot more, and we should hear that a lot more from them when they are campaigning as well. Yeah. As compared to what we see before us now. I mean, some of us would like, for instance, Gomwa East.
Yes, going back home.
You see, I'll be happy if I see the Gomwa East MP. Yeah. Good morning, Honorable Desmond de Graft Paytu. Okay. I'll be happy if prior to his election he was having conversations about the Vigilantism Act and the new Land Act, which criminalizes langadism.
Yeah.
Because his area
is dominated by
which also doubles as the Trafo division of the Gumwa Champim Traditional Council is saturated with a lot of langadism that stretches all the way from Gomwa Fete Nyinyano, Fete Kakraba Bulubura to the Kaswa enclave. And you see this picture we usually paint about Kaswa, it's not just Kaswa. So where are the guys really situated? They are within the enclaves of the Gomwa, Fete, Nyenyano, Buduburam, Fete Kakraba area. So for someone like myself, you know, who is very passionate about my heritage and
where you come from.
Yes, and where I come from maternally, you know, I would be very happy if I see MPs having that conversation, because they're always saying, and we would do roads and we would do this. Yes, we understand you have to lobby, but how about the core parliamentary business? And I think it's important, you know.
Right, gentlemen, we have to make way for sports.
That's fine.
Now, Mutala Yakubu is joining us in studio so that we can get a bit more into matters in relation to sports. But I'm sure the conversations will continue, and after sport, we'll return with a bit more. The World Cup is on, and so great excitement. Yesterday, I couldn't watch the 2 a.m. game. So I watched it, but I think
all the draws.
I'll be coming for my jersey. Because tomorrow I have to wear Ghana jersey.
Tomorrow you have to wear Ghana jersey. I know.
Sports minister.
The sports minister is in Toronto at the moment.
Oh, really?
Fighting to ensure party gets a Canadian visa in time.
Visa. Mutala, it's good to have you. Yesterday, we saw rounds of fixtures, very interesting ones, right? But perhaps I'll just do a few more comments from the newspaper review segment.
Okay.
This one is from Counsel John Baptist IJ. It says a filing of written submission is not compulsory. The courts can proceed to make their judgment or make their pronouncement in terms of judgment without it. A few more in terms of comments on Facebook. And then we get into sports, because yesterday the games were very exciting. This last one, Mawuena, if you submitted a petition to the presidency and copied Ministry of Transport asking the president to sack the transport minister do not know the plight of Ghanaians, he says. Right, so those are just a few comments. But let's get into all of the action in relation to the Black Stars and what's been happening at the World Cup. Yesterday, big surprises. Tala, very, very big surprises.
It's not big, it was huge.
In terms
extremely huge.
The outcome yesterday.
Extremely huge. I mean, Kevet.
It
gives me that sense of what the old adage that small but mighty. They may be small in number, but they may be mighty in heart, because the kind of performance they put out against Spain, it's only a spirit. It can only be classified as a spirited performance, one that came right from the hearts or from the bellies of these players. It's like they had long wanted this, and the stage was set for them. They wanted to show that, yes, we are a small nation, less than 600,000 in population. Many people had not even heard of Cape Verde, trust me, because especially those Westerners, if you've been with them before, they do little studies about Africa. So many of them had not even heard of Cape Verde before. And I'm sure after yesterday, Cape Verde have sold themselves globally. And that is the beauty of the World Cup. Like Ghana's first World Cup in 2006.
Fantastic. Beating
it gives
Czech
you the
Republic
opportunity to sell yourself to the rest of the world. Because, see, the bookmakers, do you know what that game did to us?
1.05 versus 30 something and
Spain, first half, even somebody had 2.5. Somebody even dashed Cape Verde 2 and said Spain will win the game. Because Spain and Cape Verde, we know the gulf in quality. We know the difference. It's more like a David and Goliath fight.
But I think what this as well shows is that, look, for a very long time there's been conversations about there are no Ninos in football any longer. And I have always said, look, quality is quality. Even yesterday I was telling Bill that quality is quality and it will always show. But really, a lot of the smaller nations are stepping up big time in terms of what it is that they are doing, the footballing angle. And Egypt as well could have won that game against Belgium at some point in time as well. I think it was good showing yesterday for a lot of the African nations who played.
Yeah, so far it's not been bad for the African nations. Some that we didn't really expect to put out great performances are doing. So I didn't expect much from Egypt, but I was very impressed with the kind of performance they put out against Belgium. Yes, Belgium, since 2018, where they got to the semi-final, they've dropped in quality drastically, and it's normal. It happens to every national team, because if you check the Belgian squad that got to the semi-finals in 2018 and now,
Hazard.
I mean, vast difference in quality. Kevin De Bruyne is not even the same player he was some 4 years ago because of injury. Even Romelu Lukaku had to start from the bench because throughout the season at Napoli, he was injured and not on the field. But Egypt put out a spirited performance. Mohamed Salah, though he also has his own issue of...
He had to come off at some point.
He had to come off because Salah barely comes off in an Egyptian shirt, but he had to. The goal they scored, brilliant one, but they allowed Belgium to come back. Romelu Lukaku would always be a goal pusher. No wonder he's Belgium's all-time top scorer. Came on, his first touch...
resulted in a
resulted.
goal.
I mean, the last touch didn't come off him, but his presence in there made the defender poke the ball into his own net. Good for African nations. So far, apart from South Africa that disappointed, and Tunisia, I think the rest of Africa have conducted themselves well. And even the Cape Verde performance puts a lot of pressure on Ghana. Trust me, because if Cape Verde have been able to draw with Spain, you have no excuse
not to beat Panama.
And that first game that Ghana will play is extremely important. I think it's the most important game that Ghana will play in that group phase, because for a tournament where third place teams will also have the opportunity of qualifying, you need to get 3 points, at least get your 3 points,
and then you look out for.
And
what happens.
It's not just 3 points; it's 3 points with goals.
Yeah, I'll come to us on the Black Stars, right?
Yeah.
Because I see a number of the players and all of those have been speaking, but I mean, a lot of these Ninos, as we will call them, are holding out their own. Saudi Arabia held Uruguay to a 1-1 draw. Iran and Australia played out a very fascinating 2-2 draw as well late in the night yesterday. It's looking like the World Cup is beginning to bring about the excitement. After the first few days, without those unfortunate statements by Seferin about the games being boring, all of that is changing completely, and the goals are coming, the football is exciting, and a lot of people are looking forward to it.
I understand why he said the games are boring. Usually, at the start of a tournament like this, everyone is being cautious. Teams are now trying to, some teams are not even in tune with the system and tactics they want to play.
Yeah.
So teams come into tournaments wanting to be cautious, see how the first round or the first games would go, then they get into the group. So I understand Seferin, but where I didn't really agree with him was the fact that because it's an expanded tournament, there are some teams, there are so many weaker teams that will come. 2014, is it 2014? Germany beat Brazil in their own backyard. 7-1. We've had this kind of cricket scoreline in the past, even when the World Cup was just 16 teams and all that. It doesn't change anything. I am super glad that it's expanded, because now a lot of teams or a lot of nations will have the opportunity of being at the global.
Yeah,
you know what it meant? It meant for Cape Verdeans to travel to the US and once in a lifetime opportunity be captured on screen enjoying. Scotland beat Haiti by 1-0. Ordinarily, Scotland should beat Haiti by 5. But even that 1-0 victory, the Scotland fans had to charter a ship and party all night, because for 28 years they've not been at the World Cup. It goes beyond football. It's about the participation, the sense of belonging to this global showpiece. So, Seferin, I don't agree with him on that. The football is not boring. I watched United States, Paraguay, top-notch football.
Very exciting.
And this is the year where I feel we've gotten to the point where it looks like everybody knows how to play the game.
Yeah.
Due to immigration, migration, people are crossing borders, giving birth, their children are coming back. Check the Curaçao team. 99% of them have played for either the Netherlands under 19 and the 20 before. It's a former Dutch colony.
Yeah.
So most of the players are from Holland. They grew up in Holland. So it tells you that football has changed drastically. Yesterday, Saudi Arabia managed to get a draw against Uruguay. Who would have thought? but that is football for you. I'm enjoying the tournament anyway.
Iran as well.
A lot about them prior to the tournament.
But they turned up.
Yeah. I mean, to get that 2-2 against New Zealand. If you go to the Asian playoffs, Iran are one of the devastating teams there. If you meet them, they can just blow you away.
Well, they've got a pretty good team.
And that is what people keep asking questions. How come Iran have a pretty good team? Most of their players have played at the highest level. Taremi has played for teams like Inter Milan, FC Porto. I mean, we have Jan Bakash, who has played for Brighton and Hove. They even scored a bicycle kick against Chelsea in the Premier League. They have quite a number of good players. And, I mean, for all that is happening with the team not even based in the US, based in Mexico, coming to play their games and go and still turn up in a spirited fashion to get a draw against New Zealand, I think it's a positive one for them.
We'll talk today's fixtures, and then we'll talk about the Black Stars because I know we've landed in Canada and there's a lot of work that's ongoing in the back. In terms of African locals today, we're seeing DR Congo and Senegal. That Senegal game is going to be live on TV3 as well. They're going against outright tournament favorites, France. It's a huge game.
Someone says it's Africa against Africa because most of these French players are from Africa. I mean, it's either the Côte d'Ivoire, Congo, Senegal, Mali, and they've actually formed that French team. It's going to be huge, especially for players like Sadio Mane, who more or less will be playing their last major tournament before they bow out. France have quality. There's a lot of pressure on Kylian Mbappe to deliver, because club football didn't go well. There are a lot of people who feel that he underperformed at Real Madrid. At a point, you remember Arbeloa said he was the fourth choice striker. He had issues with Arbeloa. So there's pressure on him to perform. And also with the Ballon d'Or in sight. As it stands, this is one of the Ballon d'Ors that are coming up that is not really clear as to who would win it. The World Cup will play a major role because Ousmane Dembele didn't do enough at Paris Saint-Germain. It's only the knockout phase that we saw him, as usual, come up and score a few goals. Harry Kane would have been an outright winner if Bayern Munich had got into the final and won it, but they didn't get to the final. So Harry Kane would have to also perform in the World Cup. Kylian Mbappe knows that he didn't perform well at club football. The only shot at him winning the Ballon d'Or is doing miracles with France in the World Cup. So it's going to be an interesting game. And it's also Senegal, with what we saw in the AFCON, where they beat Morocco, and this whole brouhaha about CAF overturning the results, now Morocco being champions, and Senegal have a lot to prove. I spoke to a Senegalese journalist, and he told me that the boys want to go out there and prove that they are worthy winners of the AFCON, and they want to start with France. 2002, the first game that Senegal played at the World Cup was against France. Senegal won by 1-0.
I have a feeling that could repeat itself, because if and hear me out, if there's a team, an African team, I've seen a lot of people wax lyrical about Morocco, and I've done the same too, because they were fantastic on the day against Brazil. But a team of equal pedigree, and dare I say even higher, right on the African continent right now,
they have a lot
of Senegal quality. Because from the back, and it's no surprise they actually faced off Morocco in the fight. They have quality, and they can punish.
If you read
France.
L'Equipe, one of the tabloids from France, it says that quite a huge number of these French players would fade out after the World Cup. So they want to leave a mark, like N'Golo Kante, Andrea Rabiot, a lot of them. This is like their last tournament that they are playing. So they want to prove a point before they bow out. But as to whether they can do it, because it's not going to be easy. But Kylian Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele, irrespective of they wanting to help France win the World Cup, individually they are chasing they are chasing
the Ballon d'Or.
Even Desiree Doué feels that he has a chance of being closer to the Ballon d'Or. A number of these French players. So individually, they are chasing an award, because the Ballon d'Or is still very much open. If I ask you who will win the Ballon d'Or today,
I have no idea who's winning.
You have no idea. But last season, you could easily close your eyes and predict that Ousmane Dembele would win it. In the World Cup year, there's no Messi, there's no Ronaldo in the conversation.
Well, if we win the World Cup...
No, ever since Ronaldo and Messi left.
No, when I say if we, you know who I'm talking about. If we win the World Cup, we'll be back on the front.
It would be extremely difficult because when it comes to voting, those two players would always be in the conversation. That is why people say don't even if once they are.
You know who I'm talking about?
Is it not Ronaldo?
Oh no.
Who are you talking about?
Greatest ever.
Lionel Messi.
Of course. Well, I mean that's just by the way.
Yeah, but I know club football didn't back him. But you know, ever since Ronaldo and Messi left the scene,
in terms of
predicting the Ballon d'Or is extremely difficult. In the past, you could close your eyes and say
top
this
two.
season it's Messi who played the best. So I mean, but it's not the same like now.
Let's talk Black Stars now. We landed in Toronto yesterday, or was it
without
today?
Thomas Partey?
Without Thomas Partey. I mean, there are reports from there. How's the team looking like ahead of that?
Well, in good shape.
11 p.m. kickoff tomorrow.
In good shape, in good spirit. We've seen videos, footages from the camp, and you can see that there's team harmony. There's this team culture. Everybody is having fun in camp, especially when Black Sheriff turn up at the team's camp. You can see how excited the boys are. One would have thought that with all that is going on with Thomas Partey, he would be a bit, down-spirited, but we are not seeing that. He celebrated his birthday, his 33rd birthday, just 2 days ago. We saw how happy he was. It's unfortunate he will not be part of the team for that game against Panama, but there's a feel-good factor about this team, that against Panama, we might turn up and get the job done. And it is the most important game that we'll play in the group phase. Trust me, because the two other games are very difficult games. So Panama would be like the whipping boys of the group, just like the Morocco-Brazil group. Haiti are the whipping boys. So if you get Haiti and you don't beat them by 3-4 goals, then you are in serious trouble. That is how our group looks like. Panama may be the whipping boys of the group. So if you get Panama and you do not get the needed result against them, it could go against you. Because England will be playing Croatia. You know that. Definitely either one would lose or there would be a draw. And either of them, if they lose, would want to go out there and win the second game. Yeah. Unfortunately for us, our second game is against England. And Croatia would be playing Panama. Yeah. So even if Croatia loses against England, they would want to do the job against Panama, knowing that 3 points, 4 points could guarantee them passage into the next stage. So that Panama we have to win. We don't have an option than to win this game.
But they also are seeing it and looking at Ghana as whipping boys.
Of course,
because you're the worst ranked in the group.
They are even ranked higher than you. Yeah. So they are also looking at Ghana and saying that, okay, we're going to hear whipping boys now. If you're able to beat Ghana and we also get 3 points, that is what the Panama coach said when the draw was done. When the draw was done last year in December, he said that, okay, they've seen that Ghana is in the group. They've seen England. They've seen powerhouses. So that first game that they are playing against Ghana is important. If they are able, listen to his words. If we are able to get 3 points in our first game, then we have a big opportunity of qualifying for the next stage.
So it's the same. But a number of the players have been speaking. I see Caleb Urenchi, Siki Akono as well as Suzuki and Henry on another game and then on Partey as well. Walk us through it and let's hear from them briefly as well.
Of course. So Henry Asante-Chum, he's been talking about the Thomas Partey issue. You know that the Foreign Affairs Ministry have written to Global Affairs in Canada at the moment, saying that
just a few days, right?
They don't think that the denial of Thomas Partey to enter Canada is in the right direction because he's not been convicted and he's still going to court every now and then. And even the UK, where the issue happened, he's able to travel in and out of the UK anytime. So it's an injustice. So we can listen to Henry.
Decision concerns do not travel from one member association to another. Member association concerns go to the tournament organizer or the competition owner. In that sense, I am talking about FIFA. So if the English FA have plans to do this, they will not communicate with us because we are not the organizers of the tournaments. They will communicate to FIFA and FIFA will look into it if there is a need to get us involved before they bring us in. I see it I see this whole thing differently. I sit here every morning and I wake up to tons of emails from English media, tons of them. I've lost count. You know, in the lead up to the game against Wales, I received 17 emails within 3 days on this Thomas issue. When the coach met the press before the game, I saw four of our brothers there, and 2 of them asked questions regarding this particular issue. The following day, as if they were not impressed by what the coach said or with the response of the coach. So the following day, a number of them also turned up again, and they were asking the same thing. So we are not. These things are not new. We have become used to these things. We have absolute confidence in what our player has told us. We have supported him right from the very beginning. He knows that we have been with him, toe to toe, shoulder to shoulder. We believe in what his legal team has told us. He has our support. And so it's not something we are focusing on. Now, these noise that come from outside sometimes aim to stabilize you, aim to take your mind off the game. It could be part of the mind games. And we are not interested in these kinds of mind games.
So Henry says these are mind games ahead of the game, particularly against
England.
And I was telling Bill
because the English media have been very vociferous.
Yeah, I was telling Bill that I have just a feeling we get results against England. And all of these, I'm just going to add this part. All of these plays into all of that in creating.
You know, they've been very strategic in trying to destabilize the Ghana team.
Yeah.
Trying to get into the head of Thomas Partey and not make him be in the right frame of mind to play the game. They are strategic because they know Thomas Partey is one of your best players.
Yeah.
It's your best midfielder. If they get into his head and he's not in that right frame of mind, then they get a field day. I mean, you can see it's a conscious effort from the English FA through to the media and everybody. Because, I mean, have you seen one article from Panama? All the articles coming are from the English press, the Athletic, the Guardian. They're writing consistently about him. It's just a ploy to destabilize the team. But you said Calibrinchi has also been speaking.
Yeah.
He is one player that is likely to feature in that game against Panama in the absence of Thomas Partey, and he's been talking about our game.
Nice games. I was quite happy to play for my country, and then to also play alongside these guys. Be humble, and then just do your best each and every day, and then let's listen to the elderly ones. Always, yeah.
That's Caleb Uinchi speaking about being humble and listening to the other. But the GFA president as well, he said a few things ahead of that all-important game. What's he even saying? Right. So let's just take a listen to Kid as well, and then we come in and wrap up.
Thank you to everybody who's played a part. Different managers, different management committees, people have served, and I don't take this for granted. So Carlos at this time needs the support of everybody. He needs the prayers of everybody. And as a country, my plea is that I know we are expectant, but let's be patient. Let's give the technical team, the players, the chance to build and to be competitive. And I have a feeling that these players will give off their very best for Ghana. I don't think I am in doubt. Okay, what they need is the support of each and every Ghanaian. And I'll say it in our local palace. In Akan, Mistremo, Yenya Botre, Emma team, no. Blasters, no, and a team, Yempo, and a team. Omi here, Yempaibo, more support. Whether good or bad, Omi here. And me sure say, play be a coach no afraid and also be free. to represent Ghana on this journey. They will give of their very best for our country.
Asket, also speaking there, asking for support, asking for a lot of support for the Black Stars ahead of that game. And so we're looking ahead to the game tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow 11 p.m. live on TV3. But today there's one game on TV3 as well. France, Senegal, 7 p.m. Big one.
It's a huge one. I can't afford to miss
Africa versus Africa.
Go Senegal.
I mean, the colonial masters coming up against their former colony.
You have to show them a 10 or 2.
I mean, Mbappé, he wants to win the Ballon d'Or. But Sadio Mane says that this is his last tournament, and he also has to prove.
You will return here tomorrow.
Well, let's see what happens. France, Senegal, 7 p.m. live on
TV3 and make a date with us. I'll be commentary on 3FM.
Yeah, as well.
Absolutely. Commentary on 3FM as well. Mutala, thank you very much for helping us with sports. DJ Phil. This is brewed from real malt barley and sogu right down here in Ghana. Malta Guinness is not just a soft drink, but a quality refreshment boosted with B vitamins. Now, charge forward towards your goal with each sip of its nourishing natural goodness. Selling now at a cool 12 Ghana cedis. Vim up your daily pursuits with the revitalizing taste of Malta Guinness packed with B vitamins. It's time to make that move. It's time for a cold Malta Guinness. Remember to always look out for the proudly made in Ghana symbol on every bottle or can of Malta Guinness. All that choosing made in Ghana Malta Guinness over imported ones from Nigeria means that you're protecting local business, you're creating and saving jobs, you're supporting Ghanaian industry, and you're boosting economic growth as well. And it's a sense of national pride. So you're able to contact production if need be or as a cause for concern. Malta Guinness made in Ghana by Ghanaians for Ghanaians. It's lower in sugar, brewed for the Ghanaian taste buds as well. Also comes in a sleek Jeje can, has a proudly made in Ghana symbol on that. And there's a premium badge as well on the label. So vim up your day, grab a bottle of Malta Guinness as we go all out today. Let's talk mattresses now, right? These days, we're hearing stories about how all kinds of unsafe materials are being used for mattresses. It can be harmful to your health and don't meet Ghana safety standards. Will end up costing you more. Buying inferior and cheap mattresses may seem like a good way to save money. Do not fall for that trap. If you haven't slept well, you cannot work and think well, and you're ultimately putting your health at risk, which can cause you a lifetime of discomfort and chronic pain. Invest in safe, durable, and certified mattresses That's why we must all raise awareness to protect our families across the country. Latex foam, they remain the tried and tested brand that we all love. I have a latex foam at home. For almost 60 years, they offer you unmatched quality and durability for every Ghanaian home. Make that smart choice. Talk to them. Call them on 0302-231-155 in Accra and 03220-29365 in Kumasi for all of your inquiries. Or walk into any of their outlets nationwide. For your preferred choices, you can also visit them at www.latexfoamghana.com and all their social media platforms. Do not settle for less. Go for quality. Buy latex foam or else you do yourself. Latex foam, your partner for life. Quick public service announcements to all of our parents whose wards are gearing and preparing to head towards senior high schools across the country. The Ghana Education Service has approved EduPack and it's supporting National SHS initiative implementation across the country. Now, parents can or are already registered so that their children's trunk, Macintosh, mattress and pillow, as well as plastic chore box, will be ready and waiting for them at their schools of choice or where they are placed before reporting day. So do not delay and be caught in the usual last-minute market rush, carrying heavy items under pressure. With EduPack, a child does not need to travel to school with these 4 essential items. All you've got to do is pick up your phone, dial *713*821#, or visit any branch, any ADB branch, or go to www.edupackgh.com. You make payment, you keep your receipt, and you present it on opening day, the day your ward is going to school, and you collect all 4 items, fresh, brand new, tiaraba, as we like to say it in these parts. So avoid the stress, avoid the rush, prepare with confidence, all at a very affordable price. EduPack, approved and supported by the Ghana Education Service. For more information, call us on 050-7000-752, 050-864-4802, or 0302-955-050. EduPack, no stress, no wahala. Now let me talk to you about latest luxury apartments in the capital Accra. Because if you're looking for a premium home in a prime location in Accra, then SNIT invites you to explore its luxury apartments and townhouses featuring spacious 2, 3, and 4 bedroom units across selected communities in the capital Accra. Choose from Idinkra Heights in Cantonment, Eagles Place and Royal Tivoli in Sakumono, and Meridian Gardens in Klagong for your next home. Experience comfort, style and value backed by a trusted institution. Units are now selling and they're selling fast. Call us on 0244-593-276 or visit SNIT Sales Office at the 6th floor, Ridge Tower, Accra for further inquiries. Step into a world of hassle-free banking with the all-new CBG mobile app. The new CBG mobile app has been designed to make you enjoy the convenience of banking anywhere and at any time. You know, enjoying taking money out of your bank account. That's what the new CBG app is seeking to do. So download the new CBG mobile app on the Google Play Store or iOS App Store and experience the ease of managing your finances on a secure, smart, and user-friendly digital platform. Receive real-time alerts to stay informed about your account activity. Join the digital revolution and elevate your banking experience with the new CBG mobile app. For further inquiries, contact us on 0302-216-000. Email us at talktous@cbg.com.gh or visit any of our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and X. Terms and conditions apply. CBG, we stand with you. A cause for concern, something for us to talk about, sink our teeth into, obviously as well. Patrice, Codjoe, Noble Crosby, and all around as we get a bit more in terms of perspective from some of these experts on these respective subject matters. And perhaps I want to start off first with the Electoral Commission and the news which was confirmed yesterday by the Minister for Government Communications as to resignation by Dr. Bosman Asare. Surprises there for you and civil society watching the space as to the decision to want to step down and completely leave the position of a Deputy Commissioner of the Electoral Commission?
Yeah, good. Yes, I think this is the first time, I think, in the Fourth Republic that a member of the commission has resigned, as far as I know. So it is new. I understand the resignation is for personal reasons. So, I mean, of course, it's an extremely difficult job. We know the context within which all these issues around the commissions, petitions have been sent out. I think once the new government came in, there was a number of petitions and all of that. But yeah, this is new. But it also brings us to, also almost like deja vu. We are here again, where there is an opportunity to fill the slots, not just for Dr. Bosman, but there's also Mr. Tete, who had reached retirement age, and it's also has stepped down. So it's an opportunity to fill that slot. And the question then that remains is, are we going to learn the lessons of the past? Because it happened when we were to fill a slot when Madam Charlotte Osai was appointed, when Madam Jimensa was appointed, and a number of stakeholders, including ourselves, Codjoe and others, have made the point that because of the sensitivity of the position, the fact that the president has discretion does not mean that the president should not consult widely to make sure that whoever is there has the support of the broad sway of stakeholders and society. So, yes, we will need to amend the Constitution to provide much more safeguards and sort of consultation processes around the appointment of independent governance institutions. But in the meantime, if we will learn, and that's I keep saying that if we will learn, then we should, act in good faith and make sure that whichever way we fill this position, even though it is on the advice of the Council of State and all of that, the president should go beyond and engage other stakeholders, even including the opposition, so that we don't keep damaging these institutions. Every election, every change in government, somebody is seeking to disrupt the setup of these institutions. So it's Dr. Bosman has done his duty. For his own personal reasons, he decided to go back to academia. The institution goes on, and it is up to the president, the NDC government, to replace, so that there's a lot of issues to be Electoral Commission. We are talking about constitutional review referendum. We're talking about local government elections coming up. There's a lot going on. So it finds people who are competent, who have the right integrity, experience to be able to do this job, but also have the broad support of, as I said, a broad array of stakeholders, so that we can, reduce this acrimony and partisanship that normally accompanies the work of the Electoral Commission.
No, I'll come to you on the processes for replacement, because in the case of Mr. Samuel Tetteh, we understand a nominee already is being considered by the Council of State. But staying on the subject matter of the resignation, and yes, we've been told it's for personal reasons amongst many other things, but there are those who cannot help but observe that, look, some weeks ago, there were petitions which were being filed in numbers seeking the removal of not just Dr. Bosman Asare, but Samuel Tetteh as well, who's now proceeded on retirement, and then the commissioner as well, Madam Jean Mensah. There are persons who are seeking to draw linkages between all of that, and what we understand are more petitions being taken to the presidency over them. To this resignation. Any credence within your estimation to persons who might want to allude something like that?
Well, we know that the Chief Justice did dismiss did not find a prima facie case in some of the earlier ones. And yes, you're right that there might be subsequently it might come up again and all of that. But of course, I don't want to engage in speculation as to whether or not that was a factor. Maybe the person doesn't want to deal with all these, back and forth and petitions and all of that, and going through all the processes of focusing on your job. It's possible, but that's, I guess, getting the realm of speculation. At least, as I said, what I understand, the person's made the personal decision that they want to go back to academia. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt, and then as I said, we move forward. But as I said, this is the third. We have come back to this point again, the third time. If we will learn our lessons, we might be able to reduce, as I said, the acrimony and the issues that we keep coming back to on this matter. But if we don't, then I don't expect anything else to change.
Right. Doc, on the appointments, Dr. Bosman Asare's resignation just came through, but one individual who had, at least from what we understand, resigned a long time ago, whose nominee now is being considered is Samuel Tetteh. You've spoken to the fact that there's a need for wider consultation so as to prevent us returning to this point again. The government is already considering a nominee in replacing Samuel Tetteh.
Yeah, so I repeat my statement. I think, when Madam Charlotte Osei was being considered, I believe not just us, but a number of stakeholders. I think we even reached out to the Council of State. We put out a statement encouraging the president that yes, the Constitution gives you discretion, but also the advice. It's not discretion, but it's on the advice of the Council of State. But there's nothing that stops the president from engaging, all actors because of the role of the Electoral Commission. It is the arbiter in the selection of, our leaders in society, and we know how acrimonious that has been because we do have a dominant two-party competitive system, and there's always accusations and perceptions and all kinds of issues around the independence of the commission or the person and so on and so forth. And I think, as I said, that we have to make some reforms in our constitution to ensure that the appointment process is a lot more have all those safeguards and reduces those perceptions. But nothing also stops us, even at this stage, even before we get to a constitutional reform and all of that, to do the right thing. and at least engage. As I said, including the opposition. There's nothing wrong with consulting election observation groups like the Codjoes,
to get their thoughts as well in relation to who the nomination.
Because I think that these perceptions, come, and just to kind of give everybody a reassurance, and I don't think that would delay the process. Anybody would lose anything from that. At least let people give you their perspectives. But that effort, I think, is helpful. It shows that you're trying to build consensus. It's also showing that you're trying to learn from previous mistakes. So let's see if as I said, those pieces of advice is taken or not.
Right, Doc. I'm going to have Patrice, who's my colleague as well, joining. He says he has one curious.
Doc,
point.
I hope you're good.
Sure.
Great. So, Doc, in your earlier submission, you were mentioning that we're back to another point again. Like it's like here we are. Yes. We're being confronted with. My question to you, Doc, is that what are we supposed to do so we don't get to this point?
So there are two things. One, I said, there's the Constitution lays out a procedure. It's actually the only provision in the Constitution where it does not say in consultation the Council of State. It actually says on the advice of the Council of State. It almost tells you that the framers of the Constitution really sees this role as very important, because it is the fuel that help sort of move the democracy process. If we can elect our leaders, we can have governance. And the person or the institution that's at the core of it is the institution that organizes elections. So whoever is on there, and remember it's an independent electoral commission, but it is going to referee, partisan politics. So perceptions about whether this person is sympathetic to one party or the other, this person is competent or has capacity, has experience, these are all very, very important. So to give assurance or to reassure people, even though we don't have processes that really can help strengthen the integrity of the appointment process, I think it's still important that even at this early stage, those who are with appointing authority show good faith, because we have a peculiar history. We are not saying it because it's just it's nice to do, because we just came through a process, involving the removal of the Chief Justice, and the contestations, the threats. So when we also come in, we'll come and do this. We know what happened with Madam Charlotte to say. We know the kind of backlash that Madam Jimensa had, and so on. We need to fix this, because otherwise, the Electoral Commission's work is just going to be difficult all the time, and we as citizens are going to suffer for it. So we need to fix it. And as I said, constitutional reform ultimately is the answer. But even at this stage, given our own experiences, there's a lot we can still do to mitigate, those kinds of actions.
But even around the box, Doc, Mawuena back here, the concern is how wide can that consultation be? Because on the face of it, the major opposition.
There's electoral stakeholders. I mean, there's a lot. When we organize elections, there are key. There's Peace Council. There's House of Chiefs. There's religious leaders. I mean, these are always active participants. I think when you cover those grounds, I mean, some of them are also represented in the Council of State. But I think beyond the Council of State, there are groups, as I said, that you can engage with, just to build up. And as I said, it wouldn't cost you anything. It would not add any sort of, and it's all just for the president to have, to concepts. If there's any key objections or whatever it is, then he can take that on board. And it's still the president's ultimate prerogative, to make the nomination and for the Council of State to advise.
Right. Mm-hmm. You finish so that I'll come in.
No. So basically, that's
right. In going back to the suggestion on consultation, you had mentioned the opposition as well being consulted. Around this table, there's I won't call it a consensus, but there's a concern that they never seem to agree. These two parties. One of my colleagues is saying, outside of agreeing on how money is shared, they never seem to agree as to what should be done in terms of policy direction and who should be appointed to fill what slot. That is giving the government a cumbersome task and possibly asking that they may never appoint anybody if they are to resort to wanting to seek the buy-in as well of the opposition.
I don't think. Currently it is not a prerequisite that. Unless the opposition agrees. When you talk about consultation, as I said, you can always get feedback. We have these nominations in mind. Are there any particular concerns that, and of course, these are not going to be done in the open, right? But it is good that there's confirmation that these kinds of backroom consultations have happened, because as I said, this is an informal process that we are talking about. We are not talking about a formal process that, as I said, once we get to constitutional review, we can look at it in more detail. But it is essential that, like how we did the OSP law, where you get sort of parliamentary approval of the person, right? There's a certain consensus that, nobody can come back and say this and this because they were given, the opportunity to raise their concerns. And even if they raise their concerns and the government doesn't take it, it doesn't stop them from raising their concerns to the public.
Right.
So, Parliament, the two parties are in Parliament. Yes, they don't agree on many things, but there are many things too that they agree. So, it doesn't stop them from talking if they want to talk. But I think for me, this is one of our major challenges in terms of how we operate our democracy, and it's plagued us, all throughout the Fourth Republic, at least after Afrajan left.
Right.
And we need to find a solution to it. So, as I said, we can lay the foundation for what we eventually have to do in terms of the Constitution. But I don't see any harm. I don't see any harm in extending a hand or sort of doing, those backroom things, showing a certain good faith. Because if nobody takes the first step towards what is the ideal way of dealing with this, then, we will never get there. So, that's where leadership, I think, is all about. So, let's see.
Right. Two quick questions, right, Doc? Then the first one will be on this current appointment or this void that has to be filled. Now we know it's two because considerations will begin for Dr. Bosman Asare as well. Considering the conversation we're having it within the context that look, since 2015, there's not been consistency in terms of leadership at the Electoral Commission.
Yeah.
And that directly deals to matters of confidence as well within the institution. How important will these two nominations be in being able to bring about that consistency and confidence as well into the institution again?
Well, it all depends on the personality of whoever will be nominated and appointed eventually, and the dynamics. But I think also that the way in which the commission operates also need to change because we had a legacy of, in practice, almost like a sole commissioner instead of a commission. So and we haven't really elaborated on any clear rules about, how the commission takes its decisions and, all of those kinds of things. So often everybody defers to the chair of the commission, but in actual fact, it is a commission. So all the members, including the non-executive members, are supposed to be active and be able to, express themselves. So I think those are matters that, as I said, we need to look more deeply into the operations of the commission to give it more substantive sort of independence and all of that, and sort of reduce also the pressure that sometimes comes to the chair, because it's like, you have to make every decision and so on and so forth, when normally both in terms of the statute and the constitution, it is a commission decision, right? So at this point, you rely more on the personality until some of these institutional reform issues are sort of addressed, So it would depend on really the capacity, experience, of the people who are going to be nominated to play this role.
I know you mentioned you're not speaking to insinuations, right?
Yes.
But there is now a legitimate cause for concern within certain quarters as to what this could mean for the commissioner proper, as two nominees from an NDC government will be coming through, and what this could mean for her in replacement of the two.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see when you look into the crystal ball?
Well, I'm not a prophet, to say, but I mean, again, it's about leadership and being able to work with each other. I mean, if you go back maybe until 2020, one or so, or 2022, the commission has always been sort of a mix of appointees from sort of different governments, right? Apart from the legacy commission that came with the Fourth Republic. So they worked together under Farijan, that worked well. So again, it's the skill set, the experience, the approach of the leadership, how they're going to work. Because at the end, you work within the rules, you have clear responsibilities. It's a very large organization, it has offices everywhere and officers everywhere. They are very experienced, not just in Ghana, but, across the continent. So it is all about how, the chair would interact, and then the two people who will be joining as well, But we've, it's not my personal opinion, but at least even as a center, we've made that point that at the end, the solution to the challenges, at least from public perception or, the agitation that political parties, depending on whether you're an opposition or an incumbent, have with the Electoral Commission, is more about looking at the appointment process and also looking at the operations of the commission. So it's not necessarily about an individual. For me, ultimately, if we have to address those things to make sure that, the process of getting the individuals and how they exercise their power and decision making is all properly structured and, directed in the right way. So we have to get there. I think we have to get there. But I think in the short term, whoever comes in, as I said, is already an active agenda before the commission, and they need to get going on it.
Final one on the former CJ as well, leaving the Council of State. One wonders the timing. then becomes one to raise quite some eyebrows on. She's been very known for a lot of advocacy, but what will readily come to mind is her position on the removal of the Chief Justice. We've been told there's no particular reason, but for the government and in terms of perception, the timing of this resignation as well, what does it say for you?
Well, I mean, she hasn't put out any statement as to why she resigned. I've also heard some of the speculation or the analysis that have been made. But what I was surprised about is that she had tendered in her resignation in 2025. So that's quite a long time. So I don't know what the process was. It that the president did not accept it?
Well, what we're told
now accepted it.
Yes. What we're told was that initially the president was advised by the Council of State to stay his hand because they wanted to understand why she's deciding to step down. They returned to the president with no clear reason and only told him to accept the resignation.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we'll probably just have to take it for that, because the only thing that stood out to me was that that's a long time, but as you explained, there was an effort to engage her, maybe if she might rescind her decision, and maybe that didn't materialize. So, this is a distinguished jurist. She's shown her commitment to nation. She's shown she's independent in her thought, she's shown she cares about a lot of public causes. So she's done her service for me, and if she, for whatever reasons, principal reasons or whatever reasons they are, I think she served well, and we should just celebrate her for her time, and then we move on, and until we get some other statement from her, saying something that then might raise some governance issues or something like that. Yeah.
Right. Doc, I want to say a big thank you to you as well for speaking to us this morning. That's Dr. Codjoe Asante Pumpuni. He is a Director of Advocacy and Policy Engagement at the Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, has joined us this morning. Back to you guys in the studio in relation to what Doc has been sharing with us. Patrice, I'll start with you because you had a point of disagreement in terms of the going...
Doc is gone.
The going forward. If I didn't know you were going to share.
No, he's gone. So whatever I say is just going to be lingering in the air. I mean, I made mention of that much earlier. Everybody's indispensable, including me, immediately. Death can occur, fine, I'll leave. They can tell you that we don't like the way you're presenting on the show. We don't like your mindset. Leave. I would leave. Even you, they can tell you to leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So if somebody on her own volition decides that I am leaving and doesn't advance any excuses or anything that could have caused that, then that means she wants to hold it to her chest. I will not wait for Sophia Kufu to come and tell us later on that A and B and C were the reasons. I'll see her as a coward. And I'll see her as retrogressive when it comes to development, because if something is eating you up immediately and you don't spew it, and you wait till after the dust is settled and you come saying anything, it becomes an afterthought. So if there are no reasons adduced now, there ought not to be any reason adduced in future. Number two, she's resigned. Yes, she's gone. Should we get somebody seated in there and get work going? Fine, fabulous. With all due respect to the Council of State, you encounter people and they tell you that they don't even play any significant role, because many people believe they are rubber stamps. But the point is that they are selected to serve the state.
Right.
So if they are selected to serve the state by a certain president, and some people are, I think some of them
are voted for.
They are voted for, exactly. The point is that we are here to work. So should we always raise your hand and say no? You can't do that. Another point I wanted to speak to had to do with the fact that you need to consult the opposition in selecting.
That was the main thing actually. On the Electoral Commission.
No means no. I believe in the principle of life. If you were not the one elected to do the work, after you even contested me, why should I come to you seeking your opinion on somebody whom I believe can help me discharge the duties of my plans ahead?
But it's if it were a position, and I'm just coming in on that point.
Right.
If it were a position for governance, where I mean governance, executive position, then there's reason as to you don't need to consult your position as to who you need to help you run your agenda and deliver on your mandate.
So who are we
picking, yeah? on a position which is all-encompassing,
like what?
An impartial referee who directs the affairs in terms of election governance
and transcends the tenure of a political
absolutely
party.
And transcends the tenure of a political
absolutely.
party.
So why do I need to? I am the one in the seat.
If there's a suggestion as to consultation, that perhaps in the broader sense of
my brother,
not
we keep dawdling
of embracing everybody.
We keep
in
dawdling around these things, and we keep petting people. For me, it is waste of time. If you were capable, so the point is that we're talking about the past, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Chief Justices.
we'll get into all of them.
We're talking about them. So the fact that somebody was elected at the time person A was president doesn't mean it was wrong. No, it just fell in at the time that I was the leader.
Time and chance, huh?
Exactly. So the point is that so long as I am the one under whose ambit these things must operate, why not? I'm not going to come seeking your opinion. What if you drag me? What if you just stress the situation? What if you point me in a direction that is not something that would work? Look, if you're chosen as the host of the morning show, you are the host of the morning show. Control the console. Let's work. If you are the producer of the show, you are the producer of the show. Let's work. We will not say, let's go and find out from a different station how they're able to do. No, don't. So for me, if the president or whoever is going to choose the next EC boss or whoever is going to deputize, it's an institution. People have been working there for so many years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. So are we saying that in their career path, nobody can replace whoever is gone? There ought to be people to replace them. That is why I always desist from institutional politics. You're working at a station, you're working at a company. Why do you let people know that you are NDC or you are MPP? Otherwise, in the wisdom of the electoral practice, they're not going to create a booth for you to go in privately to go and vote. We all know people who stand out loud, but still you go into a booth to vote. So whatever party you believe to support, I don't believe in partisanship. I don't believe in it. So I don't support a political party. Whatever party you believe, don't go touting it, because tomorrow it will come haunting you. It will come haunting you. So for me, two things. Number one, it's the prerogative of the president to put anybody he wants to put there. That is him. He doesn't need to consult any opposition. Me, I'm a very straightforward person. Number two, if there are people in line, let us put them there, so that for integrity purposes, people would know that whenever I work diligently, I'll be rewarded.
I'll rise to the position.
Exactly.
Of quick thoughts before I go on this break as well.
I'll disagree nicely with Senior. We know that in a part of the world, elections are accepted easily when the referees are trusted. That is the reality that we find ourselves in. The appointment of the two deputies, granted that it is the prerogative of the president, consultation or advice of the Council of State. If we're doing extensive consultations, CSOs, very important, ordinary Ghanaians, very important. But one other major key stakeholder in the elections, I'm talking based on the positions we're looking at right now, is the opposition. The thing is that if we don't consult them extensively, that everybody sees that there have been consultations, there have been an attempt to reach out to the other end of the table, we'll come back to this conversation in the next government, in the next MPP government.
Here's where I'll chip in. As we have it now, right, in terms of the provisions of law, the president doesn't need to consult anybody.
Yes, we
he
know
needs
that.
to consult the Council of State.
I mean, in terms of the it's based on the advice of the Council of State.
We know that. We know
yes,
that.
Based on the advice.
But the reality we live in, if we don't consult and seek the opinions, at least of the opposition, let them come and say that you have consulted us, we don't like the people you are suggesting. Let the people know that we went to them to seek what they think, which more often than not they will not agree to anything the other side of the coin wants to do. But if they don't consult in any way, then it means you don't value their input in governance. It means that they will not trust the decisions that you have made. It means that when you lose elections and they come into power, they would also find ways to say that the people you brought to replace these two people are not neutral, are not trustworthy, are not efficient in any way. They will find faults regardless. You understand? So just fulfill all righteousness. Wash your hands. I have consulted them. We did not agree, but I consulted. Then when they come and there are attempts to remove, you can say that, but we asked you, and then you either give us the go-ahead or not.
Fair.
I don't agree with Crosby on this. I don't, because opposition is a singular entity. We're looking at MPP. There are other political parties as well. They are the landlords of Ghana, the custodians as
CBB.
well. No, I'm looking at our traditional
authorities and rulers and all of that.
So if we want to be in the business of consulting, we will be consulting everybody. You know, I'm sure my brother in Alerigo this morning, who is organizing to buy share nuts, would love to be consulted because he has an opinion. You know, but the Constitution foresees these things. That is why the drafters put it in the way they did. Because as you know, Mawuena, there will always be opposition. There will always be something to say. There will always be a vote of no confidence once it's coming from. That is the unfortunate part of our politics. And that is where we are now. Until that changes, it will not change. Look, if Baumia had won
3FM 92.7
had to make this appointment, the NDC would have something to say. Now the NDC is in power. They have to make this appointment. It's obvious for them to have something to say. And you know, when Charlotte Osei and her two deputies were removed from office and were replaced by Jane Mensah and her two deputies, was the NDC consulted? They weren't consulted. You see, so I think the vote of confidence should sit within the confines of their mandate.
Right.
What they are really doing. Are they up to the task? Are they working within the confines of law? Are they doing anything untoward? Or anything that undermines the rule of law? I think that should be the
area of focus.
Yes, the area of focus and the yardstick. And we should move past ego and entitlement and things like that. You know, Ghana doesn't belong to them. Ghana belongs to the ordinary people. You know, my cocoa seller this morning would like to be consulted.
If we want to open the threshold of consultation, it will be too far and too wide.
May I also be quick to add this? It also puts a burden on those of us who are working either within the confines of institutions like state institutions or our day-to-day activities to be minded by how we carry ourselves. Just so if tomorrow you are highly qualified to do something, but based on a certain conduct,
you become
people
disqualified.
So if you're doing things, be very mindful. What over the years, over the period, we have all seen that the so-called politicians, whom I believe do not exist.
3FM.
Nobody exists as a politician. This is a different matter to be discussed. There's nothing such as politician. We have been fooled. Because who is the Minister of Justice? A qualified person, right?
Yeah.
Don't you have engineers? Don't you have people working as qualified academics? We only use politics to divide them. But everybody is working in a capacity of a qualified person. That is why before people become this, they go to school. They either go to do their masters or do their doctorates or do their PhD. And look at the leaders that we have. Don't they have all those qualifications? So why do we remove those tags and put politician on him just for him to, quote and unquote, become foolish? Because the moment you make him politician, then you divide him between NDC and MPP, then it becomes a fight. But when you put him there as a qualified academic, that you say you're a PhD holder in environment.
Deliver this for us.
You get it.
Right.
So that's what we do. But I am saying people ought to work diligently and out of politics. Otherwise, it makes these things difficult. I still stand by my point. If I have the mantle to choose, I'll choose. I'm not going to consult anybody.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
There's a comment from Thomas Adotepa who says that the need for consultations gave birth to the Inter-Party Advisory Committee, IPAC. The EC is not supposed to consult the parties, but it has been created so there can be an understanding. Even with that, there are divisions. Imagine if we did not have IPAC, the EC will become autocratic.
They will run riots. Making the decision because the electoral commission.
Yeah, I mean it's a conversation that will run around, but I think I will agree.
Give it a human face.
I will agree that look, it comes down to time and chance. If you're in the place, you've been elected with the reasoning that there's a level of competence with which you will deliver across the spectrum of governance. If it's an independent institution. But you see, it comes back to the point Patrice has been making that politicians and who we are deciding to call politicians.
There is nothing like a politician. There is nothing.
Coca-Cola is all over the world. So how do companies like Coca-Cola exist all over the world? And I mean, this is no endorsement of an advertisement or a brand or whatsoever.
It's just speaking to.
But I wonder how companies like that are able to exist so administratively correct that they continue to grow locally and globally.
Because you don't put politician on them.
Because they are not looking for politicians to lead. They are looking for competence. They are looking for merit-based appointments. So how do we shift from these partisan-based outlook to merit-based inputs? We have to.
When you go to the office, there are deputies there. There are research assistants. There are people who have worked there.
Technocrats actually who've been.
Ideally, even if we should look at state-owned institutions, one would have wished that there would have been a transition, a pathway, so that existing staff of some of those organizations will climb up to the ladder, up to the deputy. So the president would only be limited to appointing the one who leads at the forefront.
In terms of
so it aligns with his government business. But the deputy, because institutional memory is very important.
It's important.
You have people who come who don't understand how the institution functions. They are now going to learn the intricacies and complexities of diplomacy. Tomorrow is too indefinite for diplomacy.
Yeah.
And I'd want to say this, and maybe I'll leave it there, that the form of engagement that I think should be looked at is not that, okay, NDC pick one, NPP pick one. It's not also to say that, okay, MPP, who do you want us to bring? NDC, who do you want us to bring? So it is that these are the people we are looking at. What do you think? What concerns do you have about them? When you let us know those concerns, then we'll put those concerns against every other good thing.
Okay.
Their neutrality, their experience, their expertise, every other good thing that these people have. Then we can weigh and see, can these people, based on the objections that you have raised, against the credibilities that they have, can they stand public scrutiny? I think that is what we mean by the engagement or the
This is a
consult.
PhD candidate, so he's going by the books.
But I'm even going to ask this question.
Right.
Whoever is nominated,
Yeah.
I think the deputies do not go before Parliament. That's where perhaps I would defer.
So
Otherwise,
1 and 2,
yes. Otherwise,
the rest are
they will appear before a bipartisan parliamentary appointments committee where questions about their neutrality and all of that will be put to the fore.
But we've seen a lot of vetting.
We do what?
Oforiatta was vetted.
Do we vet ministers?
Ken Oforiatta wasn't he vetted?
No, the question is asking is not about whether or not the ceremony does not happen.
Okay, we can talk about the
we have ceremonies.
But there is what we call vetting, ministerial vetting. Even the Greater Accra Regional Minister appeared before
put that on the banner. Put that on the banner.
She appeared before the vetting committee.
Gentlemen.
No, but most importantly, Ken Oforiatta was vetted.
92.7.
You know, they'll come and look for you. We'll go for this break. When we return, we're talking Father's Day, a big day in terms of celebrating fathers. Fathers seated amongst us, and I'm here to.
I'll be sending my well wishes to Ken Oforiatta and
as a father,
as a former
father of the finance ministry,
and a father of the nation because he worked without taking a salary.
He has a very big hat.
This is still the 3FM Sunrise. We're back after these spot of commercials.
It's a goal! The one.
Check us 41 minutes after 9. This is still Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Father's Day is coming up soon. And you know how it gets. Some people are already planning gifts. Others are thinking about what messages to send to who. And people are wondering what to get for dad. So this morning I have some good news for you. Peduase Valley Resort is in the building, celebrating its 10th year this year. And they have something special planned for Father's Day. So that's the conversation we're getting into this morning. Afariwa Dankwa, Lawrence Nelson, Codjoe, and Anthony Felix Arthur are here with me. Gentlemen and lady, good to see you. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Have you decided on what to get your father first, Afariwa?
So getting my father, since I work at Peduase Valley, and we are going to have a special lunch, which we are going to brief you about. Why not invite him to that? So my father is going nowhere. He's going to be at Peduase Valley.
I think that's
for exclusive lunch.
It sets the conversation nicely. It lays very good foundation. And so what is happening at Peduase Valley Resort on Father's Day, Anthony?
So good morning to your listeners. So this year, Father's Day at Peduase Valley Resort is going to be a wonderful one and a very memorable one, all because we are going to have a special day with nobody but Honorable Julius Deborah, Chief of Staff. Why Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Deborah?
3FM 92.7.
As you mentioned, we are celebrating our 10th year anniversary.
Right.
He's been part of our journey when Peduase Valley Resort started. I mean, he's a man who opened the hotel.
So 10 years ago?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
I see.
Yes. So now that we are 10 years ago, we are calling Father back to come and see what the children have done.
Certainly.
So, as this day, we are going to have a very wonderful luncheon at our beautiful Sycamore, where everybody will come and have a wonderful moment with him. Aside that, also, he's a father figure. When we look at him, what he has been able to achieve.
I mean, he's Chief of Staff.
Yes. I mean, people like to emulate him. People love what he has done. So why not bring this father figure to Peduase Valley Resort
to celebrate
this wonderful day?
Makes sense. But so Peduase Valley Resort is 10 years old.
Yes.
And Lawrence, you're celebrating the 10th year this year.
Yep.
How has the journey been for Peduase Valley Resort? People have heard Peduase Valley Resort. People have been there, experienced a lot of good things. But has it always been like this? How's the journey been like?
So 10 years ago, the vision was to create a destination that is built for comfort, relaxation, and true hospitality. And I mean, it's evidence that that is what we have achieved. So over the years, we've been creating and curating experiences for families, individuals, corporate bodies, and so it's actually very fulfilling to know that a vision that we set out to produce is actually live. And you know, it's been our 10th year. It comes with a lot of experiences that we've created. One is a very huge milestone because we all see businesses that don't make it even to their 10th year. And now that we're in our 10th year, we've taken it upon ourselves not to only celebrate the milestone, but to give back to the community. So throughout the year, we have activities that are lined up. Some we have already done. So recently we were at the Pantai Mental Hospital to do a donation to them because as part of the 10th year anniversary, we are channeling our efforts on promoting mental health awareness.
You're giving back to society.
Exactly. So that is one of the main reasons why we went to the Pantai Mental Health Hospital to support them. Also, we have a health walk coming up that is on the 27th of June next week.
Okay.
Where we are also going to do a health walk in collaboration with the Pantai Mental Health, as well as just tell people that Peduase is 10 and we have a lot more activities for you. And that is where it ties into the special luncheon in honor of the chief of staff, as Anthony rightfully mentioned.
Nice.
He opened the hotel 10 years ago, and if it's Father's Day, there's no one better
to do it than himself,
than
the father of the hotel.
Exactly.
I think it makes a lot of sense. And Afrewa, I understand there's something about luxury heights.
Yeah.
What's that?
Okay, so over these years, one of the things that has made PDRC flourish is listening to our guest feedback, because it's really important.
You don't want to
us.
operate in the dark, eh?
Exactly, because they come, they get to experience, and they get to tell us, this is your flaws, work on this.
Yeah.
So we've realized that one of the consistent things that we hear a lot is their desire for more rooms. So this is what birthed our luxury heights.
Oh, so the luxury heights is more accommodation.
More accommodation.
At PDRC Valley Resort.
PDRC.
Oh,
but
I
this
see.
is more of a luxury setting. Currently, if you look at our facility, you realize that it is in the valley, but this particular building or this particular second phase is situated on the mountain. So the rooms there are more of chalets. Beautiful chalets. You get your living area, you get a private garden. Nobody's walking on your corridor to their rooms. So it's just you in your room there. And it's where it's situated, you get to see the PDRC Lodge and also the aerial view of Accra. You know, people like to drive, just stand and watch the city lights. But this time around, book a room, be on your balcony, and you get to see it from where you are lodging. You don't have to drive and stand there. Right on your balcony, you get a video of the place. There's going to be a private pool. There's a rooftop bar. So when you come, you can sit there, have fine dining, eat, come on your dates.
All at luxury heights.
All of it at luxury heights. So each room is going to have your private butler service. You don't have to call the receptionist. Come and you just have someone just available there for you. All of these aside, we have also heard our guest feedback about our spa, and based on that too, we've come up with an ultra-modern spa unit which houses about 6 separate treatment rooms.
So you keep improving.
We keep improving.
Oh, it's good to know. And Mawuena has plans to visit PDRC Valley Resort.
Oh, she should come, because actually our spa, some of the services in there, they are out of Accra, out of Africa.
Yes. He's putting his savings together. But this year you're celebrating Father's Day, and fathers will be there. Father figures will be there. What do you have in store for them when they come?
So we have like we mentioned, a special luncheon. So let me break down the luncheon. So the luncheon in honor of the chief of staff is a very intimate event.
Okay.
So it's very intimate, bespoke for a few people, friends, family, well-wishers who want to attend. And you know, it's not just having lunch with the chief of staff, but he's going to give a keynote address, how he's been able to balance statesmanship and being a father.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know the lens that he goes for the country, and we want our generation to be able to learn from what he has done. So it's a very intimate luncheon with him. And we also have the buffet at the restaurant. We have a lunch and dinner buffet, which Anthony would throw more light on.
Anthony, so if we come for Father's Day, if we bring our fathers and the father figures in our lives, and they're coming for the buffet, what are they coming to enjoy? Is it only food? Will there be food and more? What's the experience like?
Okay, I don't know if you've been to PDRC Valley Resort recently.
Recently, no.
Yes, I mean, when it comes to food, I mean,
you don't have competition.
We don't have competition. On this special day, whilst the intimate session with Julia Zebra is ongoing in our beautiful Sycamore Hall, I mean, the restaurant, that's a Barber restaurant, is going to have an array of varieties of food. I mean, local and continental.
Hold on the food. How do people do your? It looks so good, and it tastes so nice. How do you get the two together? See, there are places that you go, the food looks good, but you eat somewhere. So yours is not like that.
The moment we mentioned that, we fail to be PDRC, so it's a well-guarded secret.
So on this special day, the buffet that's going to be at the Baobab restaurant is going for a cool 720 Ghana cedis.
Only.
only. And not just that, I mean, we'll have entertainment that's going to be, DJ and the live band, everything ongoing. Aside that, in the evening, I mean, when dad is not available during the day, definitely you have the time to just have an intimate, time with him. So we'll have dinner for 550 Ghana cedis per head. Not only that, once we have started our 20th anniversary, Father's Day is ongoing. We have a special Father's Day promo in terms of accommodation, which is going for cool 2,500 Ghana cedis, inclusive of taxes, for 2 bed and breakfast.
For 2?
For 2 bed and breakfast. And then, Crosby, as men, as fathers, sometimes we cry in the rain for nobody to see our pain. Wet gloves so nobody to see the sufferings that we do. All of this to just put a smile on our loved ones' faces.
We cry in the rain.
Yes.
So it looks like it is the rain that is between you. Yeah, crying.
So all these sacrifices that we men, we fathers go through put a lot of load on us. Due to this special day, we have created special spa packages where you can bring that. Women say me time. We men too. We need our me time. So on this special Father's Day, we have created packages ranging from 850 Ghana cedis, and then you and dad can have a special moment to enjoy. Because most often than not, as we are up and going, we don't really have time to bond with our dad. This is the time for you to just bring that. Let's
wake up early, go to work, come late. There's no proper relationship there.
Growing up, you see, that's that going. That is coming home. So this is the time for you to just grab that.
What you hear in your sleep is on what did he?
You see, so this is the time for us to reconnect and rebond with that, and to re-echo what Pediatric Value Restore stands for. Live life.
Live life. I think is very good. The promos you've mentioned are also very attractive.
Yes.
So for people, for patrons who are listening to this and who are interested and want to get more information, maybe the person heard it in passing, how do they contact you to get the details proper and prepare to come and spend a time there at Pediatric Valley Resort with your fathers for their 10th anniversary?
Okay, so for our contact, before I share that, especially for our Sycamore event, which is we are having in honor of Honorable Julius Deborah, we advise that you reach out to us on these numbers to make your reservations. It's for a limited number of people.
Okay.
So the earlier you come, the earlier you get to reserve your seats. So for the reservations, you can reach us on 059 380 3877. I'll take the number again. 059 380 3877. Alternatively, you can also reach us on 054 012 5555 or 054 012 5554. So I've shared 3 different numbers.
Let's go through all the numbers again.
Let me go through it again. So the first one is 059 380 3877 and 054 012 5555 or 054 012 5554. So reach us on these numbers. You get people attending to you right when you call. You can also send us messages on our social media platforms, Pediatric Valley Resort, on Instagram, Twitter,
Facebook and TikTok, as well as LinkedIn, and we would.
Oh, so you're Charlie? Well, it is Pediatric Valley Resort. What do I expect? Charlie, fathers also deserve some love. They deserve some care. Many fathers are trying to balance work, balance family, bills, expectations. There's a lot of pressure, struggles, and sometimes they say too much without saying anything. They wake up, they show up, they provide, they protect, they advise, and they still have the strength to be present at home. This is your time to show them some love. Give them this experience. You see, oftentimes you say that, men, fathers, they are hard. Sometimes they want the soft things.
They are hard for a reason.
Take your father to Pediatric Valley Resort. Let him enjoy the lunch, the dinner, the spa. And then by the time he comes out, he will feel like a new man. Even if he owes the world, or the cassette then crash, it's fine.
That's the moment you ask that for things, so because he's
exactly.
My father is going to be there, and I've put my list down already. So come with your father as well.
And talking about fathers, we can't leave without saying a happy Father's Day to our shareholder.
Right.
He has made this dream come true. So even though it's not Father's Day yet, we are wishing him a happy Father's Day. Our general manager, our board chairman, all the managers at PDRC, they are doing very, 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 very well.
Our corporate clients.
Our corporate clients as well. I wish Anthony a happy Father's Day. Crosby Father's Day.
Please, I am not a father.
No, you will be a father.
Happy Father's Day, Lawrence.
Yes. and me for one, I'll be a very good father.
Oh yes, we will be
every
great
year,
fathers.
Every year, I wish myself a happy Father's Day. And also to my boss, Mr. Mauli.
If people are
God
wishing,
bless that man.
people are wishing your bosses happy Father's Day. We too will wish our bosses happy Father's Day. Group COO, Mr. Nyama, I want to tell you happy Father's Day in advance. We thank you for all that you do for the company, for the staff in the company, all the managers, all the men in the house. I want to say happy Father's Day in advance to you. We appreciate you. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing more. And we love you so much. Gentlemen and lady, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. And we'll see you at the Pediase Valley Resort. Mawuena, are you ready to go to Pediase right now?
Mawuena ran away, so in ticket loss.
Mawuena, this one, there's promo, there's discount. It's not expensive.
The last time you promised that you're going to be there.
He didn't come.
That's what he does.
Say tickets in the best, they don't make cross.
Forever Danko, thank you so much for coming. Lawrence Nelson, Cheyo Drill, thank you, and Anthony Felix Arthur. Thank you so much. But that's our package for you this morning. Before we go, I want to say happy birthday to a few people who are celebrating their birthdays today. So if today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. This one says, happy birthday, Mr. Thompson Atiso. Today I celebrate not just your life, the love, wisdom, strength, and sacrifices that have shaped me into who I am. Thank you for being my guide, my inspiration, and my greatest supporter. May God bless you with good health, happiness, and many more years of joy and fulfillment. I am proud to be your son. Happy birthday, Mr. Thompson Atiso. I love you and I wish you the very best always from your son, Christopher Atiso, with WADR in Dakar, Senegal. See the message somebody sending to the father. Soft, nice message. Yeah, there, I didn't Take your old man to Pediase Valley Resort and give him the time of his life. My name is Noble Crosby, and Mawuena Egbeta was here earlier. Codjoe was here as well. Patrice Megashi was also here this morning. Thank you so much, DJ Phil, Frederick Kunzo Tiani for producing. See you again tomorrow at 6. Have a great morning. Yes, Lawrence.
One last Father's Day. So we have a very gracious father in France. He has my name. His name is Laurent.
You have his name or he has your name?
He has my name.
Okay.
We are in different worlds. His name is Laurent Viagnon.
Laurent Viagnon.
Yes, please. Happy Father's Day to you, sir.
Okay. If the French people are playing South Africa, they'll all get French names.
Of course. We'll support all the French names.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
FM 92.7. Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Good morning. This is a news update right here on 92.7 FM. I am Nura Mohammed. Coming up, the Minister of Government Communications, Felix Kwakye Ofosu, dismisses claims that former Chief Justice Sophia Akufu resigned from the Council of State in protest over the removal of former Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu. Also coming up, government intensifies diplomatic interventions to secure a visa for Black Stars Deputy Captain Thomas Partey within the next few hours ahead of the team's travel to Canada. We have these and some of the stories shortly. Now, the Minister of Government Communications, Felix Kwakye Ofosu, has dismissed claims that former Chief Justice Sophia Akufu resigned from the Council of State in protest over the removal of former Chief Justice Gertrude Araba Isaba Saki Tokonu. Sophia Akufu, who led the judiciary from 2017 to 2020, is understood to have submitted her resignation last year and has since not attended any Council of State meetings. Addressing the media during a government accountability series held in Accra on Monday, June 15, Felix Kwakye Ofosu described such assertions as speculative and unsupported by any official communication from Sophia Akufu herself. Let's listen.
Justice Sophia A.B. Akufu has resigned from her position as a member of the Council of State. She submitted a letter in September 2025 to the President indicating her desire to resign. She did not disclose the reason for wanting to resign. When the President received the letter, he was required then to indicate his acceptance of the resignation. But at the behest of the Council of State, he had to hold on because they said they wanted to engage Justice Sophia Akufu to see if there was some grievance that she had that was informing the resignation and whether or not there was a way that it could be addressed. So they asked the President to hold on with the acceptance. But they got back and said that they had engaged, and as far as they were concerned, the resignation could be accepted. So the President has formally accepted her resignation, and she's no longer a member of the Council of State.
Meanwhile, Deputy Commissioner of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Bosman Asari, has resigned and headed back to the lecture room. And this was announced by the Minister of Government Communications, again, Felix Kwakye Ofosu, during a press conference where he noted that following the resignation and also retirement of Deputy Commissioner Samuel Tete, the Council of State is considering a nominee to replace him. Let's listen to him.
Dr. Bosman Asari, I can also confirm that he has submitted a letter to His Excellency the President, indicating that effective 31st July 2026, he would resign his position as Deputy Chairperson of the Electoral Commission. He gives a reason for his resignation, which is that he wants to go back to academia and pursue his career as a staff of the University of Ghana, and conveyed his thanks and appreciation to the President and people of Ghana for giving him the opportunity to serve in that capacity. We are also aware that a second chairperson, in the person of Mr. Samuel Tete, has also gone on retirement as, I beg your pardon, a member of the Electoral Commission or a deputy chairperson. And in that regard, processes are underway. Indeed, the Council of State has already been given a nominee, which they are considering. And once that process is completed, an announcement will be made in terms of the replacement for Mr. Tete. And then in due course, a replacement will be found for Dr. Bosman Asari. So I can confirm the resignation of these two people.
Now, let's take you to sports because the Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, says diplomatic efforts have intensified in trying to secure a visa for Black Stars Deputy Captain Thomas Partey within the next few hours ahead of the team's travel to Canada. Partey, who currently plays for Spanish side Villarreal, is part of Ghana's 26-man squad for the tournament, but will miss the Group L fixture scheduled for June 17 in Toronto. The development follows ongoing legal proceedings involving the 32-year-old midfielder, and Partey was charged in July 2025 with 5 counts of rape and 1 count of sexual assault in the United Kingdom. The former Arsenal player has pleaded not guilty to all charges, and Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa says diplomatic efforts have intensified in trying to secure a visa for Black Stars deputy captain. Let's listen to him.
Acknowledge that. I mean, our efforts are without prejudice to that fundamental fact. I mean, nobody can dictate to Ghana who we grant visa to or who we admit into our country. But considering the fact that Thomas Partey was not entering Canada on a frolic of his own, he's deputy captain of our national team. He adorns our national colours. He wears Ghana's jersey, and he was going to carry out an assignment on our behalf, on behalf of the government and people of Ghana. We believe that the government of Ghana must take interest in this matter, and that is why we are intervening. So we are utilizing the diplomatic path, engaging actively behind closed doors, and we also are adopting other pathways, which at this point I do not want to divulge. So what I can say is that all...
That's it for the news updates right here on 92.7 FM. For more stories, you can head on to our website at 3news.com. I am Nura Mohammed. Coming up next is Key Lounge with AJ Akwako Sapong. Enjoy.
3FM 92.7 Urban Lifestyle Radio.